Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the aAa Convention Center, Jönköping, Sweden. We are here for the DreamHack Summer 2011 Championship game. The finals about to go underway, a $100,000 tournament held by League of Legends and Riot Games. With a Pay Safe card, HD stream is what you're viewing. SteelSeries helping out with some of the peripherals, and as well as the Alienware computers taking these guys all the way to the finish line.
Alienware.
Alienware.
Okay, there we go.
Alienware.
Pronunciation helps.
Indeed.
There's an R in there randomly. It was kind of weird.
Myself, Rivington the Third, and Freak as well. Freak, what do we have going on here? These two teams have made it all the way. We have fnatic and aAa to take it home.
Yeah, these are the first and third seeds from the European qualifiers. They were both shoved into Group A. They came out second and third in the groups. Both teams managed to win their relegation matches. They met in the winner bracket finals, and now they're here once again in the grand finals. fnatic have not lost a single game since day one. They went, I'm trying to think about the records. They went 2-0 against CLG. They went 2-0 against Epic, I believe. Yep. And they went 2-0 against All Authority in the winner bracket finals. aAa did push through against Team Solomid in the loser bracket finals, and they are back to fight for their share of the $100,000 total prize purse. 50 grand going to the first team, 10K per player. That, as you like to say, doesn't suck.
Yes, it does not suck whatsoever, and these are going to be amazing games. We're really going to have to see how they thwart Shushei in his picks. We have seen a double ban targeted towards Shushei right now. Then pretty much, if everything goes as is, he is definitely grabbing the MVP of this tournament. And just a stellar amount of gameplay, a stellar amount of personal companionship to the community, and everybody just loving everything that's coming out of fnatic right now. With XPK coming in a little bit late, but showing that fnatic has one of the strongest starting lineups in the world for League of Legends.
Yeah, and that's pretty phenomenal. They have not, like I said, lost a game in the last 2 days. I always said they were the great team on LAN, and it's true. They were going off a 6 or 7 game loss streak against aAa up until day 3 today. So, part of that was even the group stage game where they had We Will Failure in for a PK. But, it seems like they've shaken that curse pretty well for themselves. They've won tons and tons of games. But, I want to pull a bit of a Joe Miller curse here because I actually want to go into a second game. So, Shushei, as you were saying, the MVP so far, I think he's going to go 70-0. I think Shushei going 70-0 in this game. The game will only be 4 minutes long, but he will get 70 kills in a row.
I like it. You know what? Totally plausible.
Yeah, and aAa will, of course, go 0-70. In fact, the rest of his team will AFK in Fountain and let him win mid alone.
In CS, we call that Gladiator. You go out on your own and you try to take out the entire team by yourself.
That is fun. I've done that many times.
It is so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. Looks like Melison's in the games. We've got a couple people joining the game now in PvPnet. We're waiting for the teams to all filter in, so is now joining the slots as well. This game will be underway very, very soon. Thank you all so much for joining us on the stream and in person in Sweden. It is so much fun to be here with you all. I have taken dozens and dozens of pictures and talked to so many different fans who are excited to be here, as am I. Even though it's midnight and I'm still a little bit jet-lagged from the travel, it is awesome, 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 awesome to be here.
That's right. Perfect timing. Our brain thinks it's 3 o'clock right now, so we're good to go.
Yeah, actually, it's going to work out pretty decently.
So this game is going to be going underway in just a few minutes. We've got everybody piled into the Dream Arena. It's actually full right now, so we're going to be using in front of the commentating stage as well again. We have everybody setting up here. The teams are getting all set up. The teams are getting their talks in and figuring out what they're going to do for these games. The 5v5 on Summoner Rift, as it has gone down all weekend long. I have said before, blood, sweat, and tears about to be left on the battlefield. And this is the last one we are going to be doing. It could be 1 game, and it could be 2 games. And I'm going to say yes, and you may not know why.
You're going to say yes?
Yes.
Great. The question is, am I more attractive than you?
I don't know. The forums don't think so.
Well, it's too late. You already said yes, so at least he admits it. We're still at one player per team in the server right now. The reason we are not immediately starting right now, apparently fnatic having a small issue with their headphones, getting their sound to work, both with their VoIP clients plus game sounds. We're going to get through for those real quick. Shouldn't be too bad. And let's see what. We talked with Esky a little bit about the picks and bans and the champions that were really popular. Do you have any intuitions here? What's going on?
Yes, with the fans or fnatic. I was typing in chat.
Oh, with the picks and bans for both teams, actually.
The picks and bans, definitely we're going to see an Alistar ban. Definitely targeted at Shushei, as well as possibly a Malzahar as well. When XPK getting Malzahar, he is very, very detrimental with the damage on that. As I've said before, percentage damage will always do damage in percentages.
High five. Oh, and while we have a time to kill, so we mentioned the turkey before. You are aware of the turkey.
The turkey.
The turkey. So you put the high five up.
Oh,
you know the turkey, right? So that's the turkey. But you can one up that. You can one up that. Turkey
that's
me.
all right.
Turkey
no,
me.
That's fine.
You can do the
that's
peacock.
Okay. No.
The peacock is victory.
We're gonna shy away from that and let you know what's going on. So, what do you think your picks and bans are going to be for AAA?
Okay, I'm actually gonna go through and do the entire pick and ban series.
I want to hear all of it.
Fnatic succeeded with their spam ban the junglers strat.
Okay.
It worked well for them. Now I think AAA thinks they can counter Anivia. But I think they're not going to be too worried about that. Yes, Fnatic said, all of us have 5 to 8 champions that we play. We're not worried about bans. No big deal. Mm-hmm. I think it's still wise to ban out that Gragas Alistar because not only is it just like, strong bans, but they're targeted bans. The targeted bans work really well because you can ban Vayne, you can ban Ashe, you can ban Nunu. Both teams can use Vayne, Ashe, and Nunu quite easily. It's Gragas and Alistar that are only used by Fnatic, and all you're really doing is limiting options there. Now, maybe there are secret strategies. Maybe there are linchpin champions that they're not really considering. Maybe if they banned all the ranged AD, maybe Lamia Zealot's not really comfortable playing Tristana. We haven't seen him play really anything but Corki, Vayne, Ashe really all weekend.
Yeah.
So maybe they can do something there, and maybe they can even bait the Vayne ban and then ban Corki, Ashe. And Misfortune, or push them farther and farther down into these other champions. So it's an option. Maybe they think Kuja's better than Melisandre, and they can ban Janna, Taric, Soraka, things like that. Sona. There's all sorts of there's a wealth of options that they can choose. Ultimately, I think that they're smartest though, really aiming at those targeted bans where only one team's going to use that champion because it still leaves your team all the options but limits the opponents. And I think that's always really, really wise. And we saw a little bit of that in Epic versus Team Solo Mid, where they let Twisted Fate be the last pick because TSM knew, right, that Epic does not play TF. And Epic didn't ban him, and they were like, all right, we're going to last pick that one. We're going to go ahead and just, fight for position for the rest of this. We're going to pick up the best range carries we can. They grabbed out those champs, and they just waited. And they said, okay, TF will be our mage pick. That's fine with us. We're going to wait for that because we know it's on our side. Just like with Alistar and Gragas, Fnatic can last pick those champions because they're really not going to get picked by AAA.
Yeah, it's very true. We're going to have to see if MoMA and, actually going to jump out real quick, a new created game. MoMA and XPK going to be fighting for, that AP Mage. What one of them is going to be, we've seen MoMA very strong with Malzahar as well as XPK, as I said before. So that could be one that goes out. Probably not a ban, but like you said before, Shushe going to be focused with possibly 2 bans, and there's no reason that they shouldn't. Both of those characters are the game breaker that Fnatic has been bringing to the playing field throughout this tournament, and it's just really been able to shut down any team that they've played against. No matter how much they try to focus him in lane, he's always able to get away. He understands the composition of what's targeting him and how to get away, what the best way to escape is, and it's definitely going to be an amazing game here. I don't think anybody's going to be playing the Nidalee. We haven't really seen that from either team too much, and those type of supports, we may see a Taric coming out on either side, and so see if they are ready for the picks and bans. We are going to get this first match underway, and like I said, this could be a one-game match for Fnatic.
It could be. It could be one and done. AAA again must win 2-0 to win this series. If they go 0-1 or 1-1, they are out. They'll get second place, and Fnatic will be our grand champions. So we are ready. AAA doing a mic check real quick, making sure that they can hear each other. And that's all working fine. Shouldn't be too many issues with that one. And yeah, you're right. I don't think we might actually not see Nidalee because that is a solo top champion, and it seems that both PK and Shushe are such strong players that they've been outlaning Nidalee. Now, the very early game that we saw from the Gragas versus Nidalee was in Nidalee's favor. So as we're outlaning him, got him very, very low, pushed him around quite well, and that's what Eski was saying, where those first few levels, she should snowball ahead and stay ahead. Nidalee wins almost every lane. But it was the great ganking from Cyanide coming in 2 to 3 times in a row with Jarvan, Pika coming in from mid with Malzahar that really pushed that one back. And I think that's a little bit of miscommunication error from AAA because when mid lane leaves to gank, you should know something's up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That should be pretty obvious.
Of course.
And the fact that she was still available to take down to a 3rd health, they should have been spotted. They should have been known. Whether she puts toward those traps down to the river or gets a ward down early on or relies on her jungler to help that out. They simply didn't have that there, and she actually got pushed down, and she was the liability for a long time in that game. Finished her ability power items so incredibly late in that series, it really didn't matter very much. Yeah, we're going to have to see what they go to choose on this. Obviously, Shushe playing an AP,
Melisson on the support, Cyanide. I'm guessing he's going to grab Jarvan again. It's just such a good character in the jungle.
It's worked well, yeah.
If you can make that happen. And it's usually not a focus ban as well, because it's a character you can easily dodge. He only has the one stun up. However, his ultimate is pretty effective. He can group a lot of characters in that, or champions, I should say.
Yeah.
XPK, obviously, another mage for the team, and we'll have to see how they round that up with Shushay as well. Yellow Star, the carry, been playing a lot of Corki throughout the tournament, and a few Tristanas. It has worked, it hasn't worked. We'll have to see what they turn to in this one. And we are on the picks and ban screen right now, and it is going to be Nunu, the first one coming up on the side of Fnatic for a ban. And there is the Gragas from Against All Authority. They're able to take that one out of there, and that is targeted again, yes, at Shushay.
Yep. So far, I'm 100% on picks and bans so far. Warwick targeted ban because I still have that third ban out for Amumu. Alistair, Gragas, yep, so far those bans aimed at Shushay and Linak. The crowd now actually applauding in the background because they know what that's about. And Amumu, yep, the exact same ban strategy from Fnatic. And AAA, will they ban... I mean, Shushay was Anivia last time, but they could hate ban Vayne. They might not want to be fighting against that.
I was going to say Vayne as well.
Rumble.
And it's going to be a Rumble.
Right.
Very nice job.
That was the one we knew about.
Ian Tree Eskimo talking about that quite a bit as I had him up here in the casting booth. And there it is, XPK grabbing his Malzahar, and we'll have to see if he sticks with that. Most likely will. Running Ignite and Flash. Now the 2 picks and 60 seconds to go to Yellow Star and Kuja. Kuja usually picking a support, but he may grab something for somebody else and switch later, as we have seen many times before. You'll see the summoner spells probably Flash and Clairvoyance, as Yellow Star is going to try and pick the AD carry to thwart anything Fnatic wants to try here. We'll have to see what that'll be. They're definitely taking their time, so knowing that Malzahar, it looks like they're going to grab the Jarvan from Cyanide. And Kuja will also grab an AP for, I believe that's Moma, and it might be in mid, depending on who else they take.
Yeah, Moma and Soaz both able to play ability power champions, though. They should be pretty happy about their lanes here. Shushay going to grab the Corki. That is smart. So there's a lot of hate drafting going on right now. It's a lot of hate drafting. It's that Jarvan stolen from Cyanide, and that's what happens when you first pick Malzahar, is you get to do that kind of thing. AAA has learned their lesson. They grabbed Anivia, which is a very, very powerful mage pick. And it's interesting because... all of the mages are available. They have not banned any mages that aren't Alistair Gragas, and those are Shushay only. So, Anivia, Vladimir, Malzahar, Swain, all those mages are up, and they're like, no, we're going to take one early. We really, really love Malzahar on Fnatic, and we really love Anivia over on AAA. And I'm just intrigued by those early AAA picks there. Ooh, and Brand going to see them. And I have not... Nice. There's applause for Brand. That's cool. I don't think I've actually gotten a cast... no, I have casted one game with Brand so far, and I'm always excited by him because I just don't see him in NA, and I want to see him come up and do some cool things. So the double mages and the carry have already been picked, and they're just waiting on their jungler, they're waiting on their support pick. They're all pretty much available. AAA have not picked one out yet. Yeah,
AAA could definitely grab a Vladimir for Soaz. We'll have to see if they do that. A nice pick by Brand on Cyanide that will be going to somebody else as well. They're going to look for a jungler on for Cyanide from Lamia's or Melisson's pick. And, Brand, that Pillar of Fire is really going to be effective against Anivia. She's able to stay very far away while laying down her ultimate. Brand can just Pillar of Fire, get that damage down, hopefully already having her ablaze as his passive is. That sits for 4.5 seconds and will 25% increase the damage of Pillar of Fire if the champion is already ablaze. Ooh, an Aurelia pick. Very nice.
This is intriguing because they're going for pretty much a tanky DPS lineup. That I guess it could be Jungle Jarvan, though. Of course, that seems like a very likely option. So it might be Anivia mid, Aurelia top, Jungle Jarvan, and Sona plus whatever range carry they choose, and it could be Vayne. Oh, wow, a Rammus. Have not seen him yet in this tournament. Looks like the jungler will be Rammus, and we'll see if they're going to drop wards to block those power balls.
This is really great, being able to see new things, especially in the championship game here. They have not used them the whole time. However, as you said before, and Shushay said, that they have been able to grab. Yeah, well, there's a lot of utility that can come out of Ashe's slow.
Yeah.
And they may be looking to use that. They may be looking to use the Ashe Arrow to really stop the mobility of the team that they have right now. Corki able to Valkyrie away, the speed of Melisson, and Lamia's just being able to powerball everywhere he goes. It's really going to help with the utility that Ashe brings to the game. She's going to be able to volley the entire team and really CC if they get into too much trouble.
Yeah, there's going to be some interesting lineups. Looks like there's no real channels from Fnatic, so no stuns absolutely required from AAA. Everything's kind of a one-and-done type champion there. I guess there is a channel from PK, but generally speaking, he's not going to channel that when he's able to be easily interrupted, especially just because he can make sure that he even just goes after Jarvan anyway, so he can block out a lot of those available stuns.
Here we go.
What do you think of the lineup? Who do you think's better?
Well, I know Aurelia and Jarvan are going to get the switch up on here. We'll have to see. There it is. That happens. Moma, yep, taking Anivia. Linak is actually going to be taking, Jarvan. Yellow Star on Ashe. And Sowers is going to play top lane as Cyanide grabs Rammus in the jungle. The first time, as we said, we've seen that this weekend here at the Championship Games. $100,000 season finale for Season 1 here in the League of Legends seasons.
Yeah.
And, Season 2 is only going to get bigger, better, and better. But as as number 1 ends here, we are going to crown the victor and both of these EU teams making it all the way. So we see that EU is really on top of their game this entire tournament. NA, Southeast Asia, and all the other countries that are going to be added in next year definitely have something to look for in these teams and how they play and how they strategize. And definitely a team to watch is Fnatic, as they have been able to just go through this tournament with such power.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty phenomenal for them. So we get these final 60 seconds of this champion select ticking down, make sure that they have time to set up runes, masteries, and trade their champions around. Lineup-wise, it's a tough call. I mean, Fnatic's been winning games left and right, so I've got to, kind of consider them the favorite for this game. They've always stuck it through, even when I said, they're a little bit too single-target focused. Well, it didn't matter so much. AAA is still running that teleport on that solo top. We have seen them do that every single time. Normally it was on Malzahar, but now with Malzahar picked away from them, they're going to go for that Aurelia instead. And, we saw Vayne go all the way through without getting grabbed. We saw Vladimir go all the way through without getting grabbed. And no Alistar as well. It's kind of cool to see these champions that are so heavily sought after. Twisted Fate as well, Needly as well. Champions that would just get instantly hate banned and hate drafted against teams like Team Solo Mid and Counterlogic Gaming. That Singed as well. That one getting played by Dyrus.
Yes.
They're just letting them go. So those playstyles are definitely very, very different. And I'm curious to see if it's actually better strategy or just better player skill?
Yeah, the better player skill is definitely going to come into play, if you will. The team composition is really what they're building around here. They understand what's coming out on the other team. They could have those picks, but what they want to do and overall is going to be within their team composition and the knowledge and just those little nuances that they already know how to do. The speed of their fingers with the abilities and their chains as they go through their combos is just that much more crisp with these characters and with this combo, and they can almost read each other's minds. Those little things, knowing, like as I said before, that when your tank overextends just a little bit, well, it's not overextending because you know he's initiating, and the whole team knows to just follow behind that. And these are the teams we're seeing right now. Rammus, obviously, with that initiation and the Powerball, you're just going to know we're going all out on this one, leave nothing behind, and Jarvan going in with his ultimate, you know it's time to fight.
Indeed. So Rammus is a fast jungler. He has that Powerball. He's going to have a lot of bonus armor at the beginning of the game. The game has loaded all the way through. Let's see what they're going to start grabbing. But we are ready to start the grand finals, the final games of the League of Legends Season 1 Championship. Round of applause, everyone in the Dream Arena, everyone in front of me, everyone at home. Let's get this game underway. All right, and we are good to go with the first game of the grand final. Shushay out in front, has boots and a health potion. This Rammus, 81 armor without defensive ball curl. Pretty durable dude.
Ooh.
Pretty durable. But they're facing off in mid already. Look at them walking back and forth. And the dance party. There we go, the dance party. Nice, nice. So I was putting that dance off, and they are just meeting each other in the middle, and this is going... the dance banner from Let Me Out means Scorpion doesn't even get to move very much, but the dances are off. These guys are going to be pretty excited about that. PK dancing around, doing the MC Hammer. Pretty good from them. No one really spamming, but this dance... Let me actually hide the scoreboard real quick, get that dance in better view.
That's so great. You know, the camaraderie between these teams, that they can do this. They could have easily gone for a jungle invasion. They could have easily tried to mess up somebody else's gameplay. But right now, they're going to do this. It's very close to minions spawning, and they still have at least 30 to 40 seconds before those buffs come out. So they can still make a move. Seems like everybody's going to return to the laning phase as the minions start to spawn. And maybe they won't. Maybe they'll head through the jungle. Maybe they'll try to initiate something here. And it looks like we may have a Brand going up top. And a versus an Aurelia. He's going to be able to play a lot of distance and range on that. Malzahar versus Anivia in middle. Jarvan obviously staying in the jungle. And the support carry bottom as usual.
Yep, and indeed. And basically, I think the thing was that, you know, across all these games at AAA and Fnatic, no one ever really went for the invasion, aside from that one time Actually, I don't think any of the EU teams really invade. I mean, we saw some kind of cool moves from the NA teams where they would, pulverize these raids down and make it worse for Nunu. Ultimately, Fnatic, AAA, neither of them really going for any harassment in those early games. So they said, let's have a dance party instead. Nothing else is going to happen. We're good. So Jarvan off to a good start, going to grab that Golem buff with Smite. Leonak doing a pretty good job with Jungle Jarvan. Definitely made sure he was prepared for this game. And he's just going to get himself level 2. Cyanide FI has killed the Golem as well. That defensive ball curl doing so much damage. He has actually the first one, actually almost tied basically there for level 2. He's going to move down. His Wolves have already been dropped out, so that's going to move on. And the Powerball going to come across the map, and Leonak already going for the invasion at the bottom lane. And yes, he has found Lemieux out. The flash out in time to dodge that jump through. Wow. He's going to be safe. But the flash already gone, and we saw that last time these teams met. The Jungle Jarvan, really aggressive, does a lot of cool things, and he's already back, looping around the side. And, Lemieux still at level 2.
Melisande playing very smart there. He did move himself up so he could have vision on that. They're going to get the CV down. Jarvan forced to now move out of that. And we hear the Powerball. It is only Rammus going down for the bottom golems. You definitely know the initiation is coming when he's flying around. And Jarvan looks like he's going to come up behind here. And he is just being very aggressive right off the bat. Full health as he comes to this one. XPK getting popped up. They're going to do a lot of damage here if he can get the Ice Blast on him. Anivia must have just used that Q. It was not up again. And Mulma just absolutely looking for that perfect point to use it. XPK only taking a little bit of damage, but able to thwart that first blood. Jarvan now to return to the jungle so he doesn't lose his rotation there.
Yeah, and that is a 12-second cooldown. That Q on Anivia is a 12-second cooldown at rank 1. And yeah, it's possible that he just used it a little bit, a good 8 seconds ago or so. We didn't see it on the screen until he was not able to cast that one in time. But that's certainly the combo you want to go for. As you got knocked up, you're going to throw the Q out immediately. So it had to have been a cooldown drop, which I guess could have been coordinated slightly better on VOIP. Say, hey, I'm going to come gank mid. Don't waste your stun cooldown. But oh well,
easier said than done.
Yeah, easier said than done. Although ironically, something that would have been said.
Yes, and done.
So, okay, great. Thank you, Rippington.
Obvious is obvious.
Percentage damage always deals damage in percentages.
Hey, true story.
True story. Bottom lane, Yellowstar and Kuja. Let's look at that. Yellowstar, 18 CS. Actually getting outlast hit by that Corki by 1. Lemieux taking a lot of damage. The shield comes out from Janna. Janna getting hit pretty hard right here. So the lane is going well. Leonak going to pill back after picking up his golems. This Ram is doing a very good job there. Is level 4, doing a ton of damage to these minions right there. Getting closer and closer, of course, to 5. The raids are up, but he's going to go up towards the top of the map and find a gank. Looks like Jarvan actually going to stay at the top of the map and try to find a gank for himself. This could work quite well. Shushe doesn't really know that he's there. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. He's certainly not playing too terribly defensively. Rammus, though, coming across as well. This is going to be interesting. He's going to jump into that brush. Leonak going to drop that. Damage up on Anastoas. Can he get a taunt off? There's the taunt onto Leonak. Leonak taking a lot of damage. Good Pillar of Flame. Has to flash backwards. Leonak going to jump into that turret. Stay safe for now. Applause coming out from the audience. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, everybody participating here between the players and the audience. Everybody is just so into these games right now. And it's very nice by Cyanide. I don't think he knew Jarvan was up there, so he might have been a little surprised when he bumped into a Jarvan as an Aurelia walked out of the bush. But they still continued the fight. The reflex is just that quick that they can adjust and understand what to do. And bottom lane phase is still going quite well. Sona is, however, quite low as Corki continues to barrage Ash with a lot of damage. She does have that Doran's, so per hit she's going to be able to get that health back, as they're only going for last hits right now, but the lane is still quite pushed to feed that turret with minions, and that's exactly what they want right now. Sona seems to be moving at this point, and she is just going to be setting a ward down. Already good control by Against All Authority to get those wards in the bushes. They have 2 already, so bottom lane can get that push out, and they can play very effectively that way.
Yeah, and actually I wanted to take a quick aside and probably ruin some friendships real quick. So everyone in the audience, we haven't done this yet in this tournament, but we want to. Everyone in this audience, if you want Fnatic to end up winning this tournament, actually, sorry, let me stop that one real quick, because here comes a gank from Fnatic. He will land that onto Aurelia. Here comes the taunt as well. Wow. She takes a stun, but I think they coordinated that poorly because they both hit that at the same time. So I was trying to run away. Is slow by the Lizard buff, but going to be safe. It looks like Cyanide will stay in the brush end zone, but Soas will probably heal. So as I was talking about, if you want Fnatic to win this best of 3, if you want them to win the tournament, let me hear you cheer in the audience, cheer at home, cheer whatever you're doing. Make some noise for Fnatic if you want them to win.
Seems to be quite a favorite.
Okay, and if you want the French team Against All Authority to take this one out and come back from loser bracket and win this series and win the Season 1 championship, let me hear if you want AAA to win.
Yes, there's still a few. Indeed, the Dream Arena is packed with over 1,200 people at this point in time. We have about 80 to 90 people sitting in front of us right now, and it just seems that, you know, wherever they are, you know, Fnatic has been the favorite in this one, so it is definitely easy to see that Fnatic could be the favorite here, and especially in Dream Arena, I'm sure we've heard a lot of cheers for Fnatic as well. So the underdogs, aAa.
So you should take some damage up from Linax. Sorry, I had to interrupt you real quick as Linax came in for that jump, but only pushed him into the air. So as not deciding to chase in on that one, so he's going to be safe. But as you were saying, people in the audience.
Yeah, people in the audience definitely always enjoy the underdog as well, and once they come into that second game, I think some people may waver back to that against all authority, and we'll see what has to happen. Malzahar going back in mid to get a buy on, indeed, and we'll have to see. So is taking quite a bit of damage there. A Conflagrate coming out of the hands of Brand. He's going to easily be able to farm his lane, and we're going to look at the creep score right now. 50 for Malzahar, 28 on the jungle, 37 for Brand, doing good up top. That is versus Aurelia with 35, so that is a pretty even lane right there. The bottom support and carry lanes is 58 for Ashe and 40 for Corki, so Ashe is definitely coming out very big in that lane right now.
Yeah, the gold is almost equivalent, though. 8.2 versus 8.2 exactly, so the teams could not be more evenly matched. The summoners have been used on and off, but doesn't mean so much. But there we go, the first golem buff going to Moma, so that's the first non-jungler buff really being gained. So I was getting harassed out by PK. Looks like they're going to do a lane swap as Brand coming on to try to melt Anivia in that lane, but fighting blue buff Anivia going to be difficult. Thankfully, Shushay does have good active cast range. His E is 675 range. Malzahar is still spamming out of Soaz. Soaz actually going a Chalice of Harmony. I have not seen that item a lot this tournament, but going to give her not only the mana regeneration to fight better, but also the magic resistance to survive these lanes. And look at that. Moma going to switch to fight Malzahar. Really wants to do that one. Shushay spots that ward coming down from Linak, but not going to do a lot with it. So that ward will stay up in an aggressive position. Kuja putting down lots of wards. As one's about to time out, puts a new one down. Yep, there's the timing out of that ward. And this game's still so incredibly close.
We are seeing Sona return back to bottom. Kuja and Yellow Star again to gather down there. Lamia has Melisande in the bush. I don't know if they realize that she is there, so Janna could facilitate the shield on Lamia and be very deceptive against an attack on Ashe. And it seems like Aurelia will move through the jungle. She's not going to go for anything there. She will move back towards mid. As you know, it was a very smart idea. You said Anivia going back up top versus Malzahar. Why not? They're both level 7. There's no reason to put somebody else against the person they've been fighting against. Brand is actually level 7 versus Sel's level 6. And we'll have to see if that does anything. Actually, she just levels, and that's really going to help her out there. Missing one, missing the Seer as well. And if she had not just used her dash, that would absolutely have been a time that Sal's could have punished Shushay a little bit and hurt him. Although he has blue buff, she has to be very careful for the amount of time it's going to take for Brand's cooldowns, which are quite high in the beginning and quite high late game, is why he's a caster, and he's really relying on his cooldowns, but he can do a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, and he's definitely burning down Soaz a fair amount. That's hitting minions very well as well. And wow, PK taking a lot of damage from that Anivia, but going to be safe for now. PK has not used his ultimate, has used Flash. His Unite is still up, though he could do some damage to Moma. But Moma, having infinite mana pretty much with that Golem buff, means he's able to constantly harass, and that is why they did those lane switches. Is Moma is winning this lane against PK. And, you know, there's been the debate of who is the best mage player. Certainly Shushay, quite stylish. But, you know, some have said that PK, some have said that Moma being the best mages in the game. Certainly right now, Moma putting himself into a good advantage here, winning it by 1 minion kill and ping spam going off. Oh, the arrow is close. Shushay barely managing to dodge that by about 300 range, just to the top, and he's going to be safe. The arrow comes by to the left-hand side, of course, not hitting very much as they're out of lane.
And very nice attempt there, you know, working all around the map. Good communication by the team. They easily would have been taking out Brand. That would have done a good 300, 350 damage. Aurelia with the quick dash on, and she would have been able to really do a lot of damage to Brand, especially with her ultimate. And the Conflagrate coming on. It could be coming in here. Where's there going to be an ultimate from Jarvan? It may not need it. The Aurelia doing her ultimate, and there it is, first blood. And it looks like it is going to be Jarvan falling, or Brand falling down Shushay to the hands of Jarvan. He will be able to grab the blue buff or reset his if he had it before as well, coming out of the jungle. A very nice job as Cyanide tries to pick up the slack in middle, and that will be the first blood of your game. 11 minutes in, going to AAA as Shushay was caught a little overextended in his lane by himself.
And indeed, Shushay going 70-0 as I planned, doing well so far. I have now taken on the Joe Miller caster curse of getting predictions right. I did that on purpose, though. I do want to see AAA put on a good show. They certainly got you know, a very strong game 2, but a very weak game 1. Looks like they've learned some of their lessons here. Yellow Star just last hitting like a boss. 96 minions, up by 10, and anyone else in that game definitely proving him as what I feel to be the best range DPS player in League of Legends right now, proving at least his mechanical skill. And fnatic actually going, although they've been hawkshotted, they're actually going for the dragon kill. Soaz is far, Anivia, Moma. Soaz has teleport, Moma does not, so Moma's going to be sequestered off to the side, and fnatic actually going to pick up this one pretty much for free. They have all 5 there, not even attempting to challenge them. They brought the gold back to 13.4 to 13.5. The kill, of course, being concentrated on that Jarvan is nice, but looks like the Dragon going to bring that one back in.
Yeah, very good job there. The Oracle being picked up very early on Janna. That's going to be able to control the map, and that's exactly what they need. fnatic has said before that getting that Oracle early has definitely won them some games. Nivea pushing her lane. That's going to be Moma backing off now as he sees, I don't know where my top lane is. They're probably rotating back up. I'm going to be safe and go back. I don't think he's going to back Blue Pill, though. It looks like he's going to wait for the minions. There's no reason. He does have full mana, and Jarvan is just waiting off to the side here to see if Brand will Pillar of Flames in the middle of the map and push that lane as much as he has, but Shushay playing very careful now. Oh, another Ash Arrow just missing, and Shushay knows he needs to play very careful now as they are focusing him 110%.
Yeah, they definitely are focusing on keeping Shushay down. He is the guy who seems to get the most farmed and crush the games. But, you know, it's been really good in AAA. You know, they've banned out the champions they're really worried about. They first picked that Anivia as soon as Malzahar was gone. And, you know, while Shushay has a lot of champions prepared, he's, you know, that Gragas level of play that we saw, it seems to not be there with his Brand. He does well, of course. He's last hitting. He's fighting some good fights. But, you know, I think if he were Gragas, he wouldn't have died there, for example, if he were Alistair the same way. So I think AAA has gone for the right strategy there in banning out Shushay's champions. And, you know, it seems that Linak is quite the good jungle Jarvan. So maybe fnatic will have to rethink their strategy if they go into a game 2.
Yep, and XPK is saying, I think Olivia is above me, and they look to bait that out, but Moma has gone back, and Cyanide will go into the bush, and they will be unlucky on finding any champions there. And it looks like an ultimate in middle. Jarvan trying to do what he can here. The Pyroclasm going out, and we're going to see if they can get this down. No, he cannot. Possibly going down. Oh, she just gets an ultimate off and steals a little bit of health back. That's going to help her stay alive. The ultimate from Brand being able to bounce 5 times within enemies and within minions, and really does a lot of damage, increasing in speed every time it hits an enemy opponent.
Yeah, I think it was actually a small mistake by Brand to go for Aurelia in that fight. Certainly she was closer into the turret, but Jarvan actually had lower health. And since they were both struck by that Ablaze debuff, he could have, you know, stunned either one with that Seer with no problems at all. But as it turns out, you know, got Aurelia super low, got around to 40 health, almost got that math right, but she did, as you say, she healed with that ultimate, and it kept her alive just barely on those minions, and that's that did good things for Soaz. You know, Jarvan did blow his cooldowns there. He did ult on there, but he had the golem buff at the time, so it's a pretty low cooldown ultimate. You can see that it's already more than halfway back thanks to that. So not really a big waste. They did have Shushay burn a couple of spells. His Ignite was used, his ult used as well. But here comes a fight as Soaz has teleport in, but a perfect flash from PK coming by and leaving before Soaz could land a slow or a stun.
It looks like they will go back to the laning phase there. Aurelia kind of forced it down. She wants to come back, though. Seeing the minion kind of giving away Malzahar, knowing XPK, Aurelia knowing XPK now still knows she is going to go back and take some golems to continue to soak up XP. You know, you try for a gank for a while. You want to be able to stay in the game and not lose too much level. She was only gone for a little bit, but she's still going to give herself that experience. Bottom lane just still going back and forth. We can see Janna making her way around. Melisande making sure all the wards are clear down bottom, giving themselves a very good idea of what's going on and how cautious they really need to play in that lane. Looks like that minion actually just took that ultimate that Yellow Star was about to receive, so congratulations to that minion. Lamia just trying to keep poking. Sona doing a great job of keeping that lane on, and we could have a 2v2 situation up top as Cyanide is waiting for somebody to come out, procking that Powerball. Will he decide to do with it, possibly flash on if she comes out just a little bit more, but Moma not leaving anything to chance, and he's going to stay quite far back.
Yeah, he's going to play safely up there, and then he's going to come in and just turn on that Glacial Storm and last hit the rest of those minions pretty safely. Yeah, just these players are landing extremely well right now. They're not taking too much damage. Ash getting a little bit low. Lemmy Zelt playing very aggressively with that Sheen, as Yellowstar does have the first BS sword in the game, though 161 attack damage is quite massive, so that's going to be quite powerful there. We'll see if they can make this lane even out. 128 minions on Malzahar is the top on the team, but 137 on both Anivia and Ash is so much better for AAA right now. They are winning mechanically. They're up 200 gold despite losing a dragon. That first blood, of course, giving them a huge, huge advantage. And PK still just laning as best he can. And Momo waiting in the wings, and actually Jarvan the same, so they could pick up a nice kill. If PK wants to lane, yep, he's going to be in range. Here comes Leonak, the ult goes off. Looks like Flash is not up, so the damage up, but he misses the stun actually. PK doing a great job, and actually the wall is beautiful from Anivia. He will ult onto Momo, do some nice damage there, but he will drop down. PK going to fall. Leonak 2-0 now in the game. Wonderful play by him.
Yeah, that was really amazing. He may have made it out of there. We do see that his Flash has about another 60 seconds to come back up. Very unfortunate. PK could not make it out. See Brand being very aggressive in middle, and so is here. And he's going to go ahead and steal back all of that HP with his ultimate. And a huge burst damage coming out. Great comp for Great and Seer on from Shushei. He's able to save himself a little HP, but still take a good amount of damage from Sawis right there. Looks like Momo will back in the middle of the lane, trying to draw a little bit of attention from Rammus. And XPK kind of gone. Rammus is just going to soak up the XP in that lane. That is Cyanide, a Yellow Star, and Kuja. No real opposition down bottom right now, as Lamia is backed up with Melisande. Looks like he may be laying a ward. Let's see what the inventory is. Yes, he has 2 left. There it is, the ward on Dragon, so they're going to understand when that comes back up. It should be about 15, so it's going to be another 3 minutes before that comes up. They actually went for it as soon as it came up, so we will see what happens when that time comes around at about 20 minutes, and we'll see what happens if there is a forced team fight on that.
So in the meantime, looks like we have a little bit of fight downtime. Actually, a 2v2 in mid could erupt pretty soon, but these are the best players in the game. These are the best teams. They're going to play their champions pretty much perfectly. Dragon's actually already up at 18 minutes, so,
right, so 13.
missed time there. Actually 12 minutes was when
12,
it fell.
yes,
It's a 6-minute respawn. But they're going to actually prepare themselves for Dragon. Leonak is nearby. He's going to drop that flag down. Not going to get too much for it. The Pillar of Fire is good. Going to hit Anivia right there, and Anivia has not yet finished her death cap. This is a good time for Fnatic to take a fight when Anivia is not too terribly farmed just yet. Yellowstar has a lot of items, though. 191 attack damage is super powerful. Shushei definitely not up there. Wow, this Dragon just staying safe, and no one's going to get anything done. But Fnatic actually going for a turret kill now, as AAA has split up. Soaz in the middle lane does not have Summoner Teleport up just yet, or Terminator Teleport, as our producer would say backstage. And they're going to go on for this turret. They're going to have a good chance here, 5v4. Soaz still going to push mid, and maybe going to have a great defense. And there's the Asher going to hit Shushei in the face. Will they push on? The wall is decent, and the Sonar Dance is strong, but they will not follow up on this one, and Soaz going to put on some more damage. But the ultimates are now down, and Fnatic going to take a 5v4 now onto Dragon potentially. With the ults down, they have a good chance of this. So is going to push towards the middle. They might pick him. No, we're not going to pick him up. Looks like the Ash Hawk shot was good enough. And Fnatic still sitting around Dragon. They're going to go for it right now. Santa is going to taunt and push in here with defensive ball curl. They're going to get down about half health. Leonak getting pushed around a fair amount. Lemizel's going to have to be careful. He does not want to be the first one dead. And now AAA are in range. Yellow's taking some damage. Soaz in the front now. Pika taking a lot of damage. The Janna ult is strong. Corki actually pretty safe here. The Dragon still doing a lot of damage. Cyanide must run away. Leonak must run away as well. Soaz staying there onto Lemizel. The stun is good from Anivia. Shushei is safe. Lemizel will flash out, and the Dragon's going to be free to AAA. It is so low, and they will get that kill. Soaz getting very low. Will not quite die, though. And just tons of flashes getting blown on both sides. Oh, they've caught Momo actually knocked in the air, now become an egg. Soa's going to jump in the front. That ultimate is strong. Shushei taking some damage, but looks like they'll keep themselves alive. They will build the egg, but that is it. And AAA came out ahead there.
Yeah, what a forever fight. It seemed like everybody was just hitting him with everything they had, just leaving everything on the floor at Dragon, but nobody was really taking a lot of damage. The focus was all around, and everybody was just able to stay in that fight for quite a long time. They were able to pick that one, and able to get that one away, yes, as it was Brand that went down in that fight, and we will see.
No, he didn't die.
Malzahar, sorry.
I don't think anyone died. I think it was just the Anivia egg.
The Anivia egg, yes.
The Anivia egg was the only kill.
Thank you.
Half kill. But the Dragon, of course, did die. That poor Dragon. He was flapping his wings so, majestically, relishing his first blood on Riot Jeff Jew last game. But, not enough,
It's like Anivia going to have her way with Momo with that turret up top, possibly doing enough damage here. He has 6 more shots that turret can throttle at the minions, and he will maybe be able to take this one down. He's actually doing quite a bit of damage to that turret with the auto attacks. A few more, and it is going to be one of the first turret drops of the game. 150 gold globally to his team, and yes, the first turret drop in favor of Against All Authority, and that's what they are bringing to this game right now. Authority doing a great job of pushing their lanes, and it looks like bottom lane is actually getting quite pushed as that turret is eating up all the minion gold that they are trying to get from their last hits. Ashe doing what she can. Yellow Star on those last hits as well, waiting. Siege minion pretty easy to predict when it's going down. Bam, a nice critical to take that one out. It looks like just Brandon Aurelia in mid, but there is some movement coming around here from fnatic as they move 3 people towards mid. A nice arrow going on to Melisande. We heard that hit. Melisande could be going down here. Nice ult from Sona, and they're going to be able to focus her down quite quickly. That is a 3-0 now in favor of Against All Authority as they look to take this to a second game and are doing a very good job of that right now. Shutting down fnatic, finding XPK in the beginning, finding Shushay in the beginning as well, and taking down those power players for fnatic really early and playing on their mentality.
Yeah, super strong play for them. They're actually going to push in towards his first mid turret as well. Going to go for the second turret kill of the game. Soaz in the front. If he gets taunted by... no, it's not going to matter. There comes the jump on a Cyanide. He has to defensive ball curl on, but it doesn't really matter. The true damage is strong. The Mouse ult will pick up their first kill, and PK going to drop down to Soaz. Soaz getting low, taking a lot of mage damage right there. Yellow Star taking a lot of turret shots. Lamia Zealot dodging. Thankfully, those slows will not die. Oh, Mama gets blown up right there. Wow, that damage output was strong from Shushay and Lamia Zealot. A wonderful job. Managed to bring that one to a 2-2. That egg break was great from earlier, and they lost the turret, but they got kills where they wanted them. Jarvan and Anivia going down, but unfortunately they did lose that Oracles on Janna, and that was harsh.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money early game. She invested in that right away to control the maps. And, you know, Against All Authority hasn't been using too many wards in too many critical places. They do have one in that tri-bush down bottom, one in mid, and one up top near the bushes. So everybody's kind of has the same thing warded at this point, just playing it safe so they can push their lanes. Ash is going to be able to, Yellow Star is going to be able to do what he can up top because he still has his turret. He's going to be pretty safe by passing that. He has his flash up, and he will be able to save himself and escape if something happens. They are pinging Dragon once again. That may be coming up soon. We did see it come up at 18, so that's going to be within the next 40 seconds plus that Dragon will be up. Another fight possibly to happen there, and we'll see if that can go in favor of Against All Authority once again. And we will have to see another turret taken down bottom. The lanes being pushed so far right now. They're kind of trading off which turrets they're taking. The top turret for fnatic is down. The bottom turret now for Against All Authority. The blue is going to be going to Anivia. A very nice donation there. Very smart. Able to just lay down that ultimate for an extended period of time in the team fight.
Yeah, that is really what what they really want in this game. And this is a concept we've seen talked about a couple of times where you have the double mage set up most typically. You know, for fnatic that's Malzahar and Brand, and for AAA they actually have just the Anivia and actually a tanky DPS in Soaz. But a common point of discussion was like, hey, you get one blue buff champion per team, right? You know, you get blue buff up for about 70% of the time. That's going to be nice, but you really want that golem on one champion. Who's it going to be? And Anivia, a really good candidate for that, has that ultimate who can pretty much keep it on forever if she really wants to. That's going to be very powerful. But minion kills on mid and bottom, going to trade those out, but AAA is still pushing, and I don't know if that's smart for fnatic to not react to this, because we're going to get another turret out of this. The attack speed is going to be strong. Oh, no, the hawkshot comes off. 5 dudes coming down towards bottom lane. AAA could lose 3 champions.
Yeah, they may here. Jarvan is trying to back up, and he's going to try to take the
teleport from
damage. And we see the arrow coming out onto Lamia's. Very nice job there. Staying alive, but no, Corki goes down. Ash trying to fire off the arrows. The first one doing that critical. The ultimate going on to Shushay there, focusing Brand with the double ult. And it seems like, oh no, it is still going. A little bit of glitch on the stream there. And we are going to see with the XPK getting taken down by Yellow Star. Great job with Ash on the focus of the mage. XPK definitely need to be taken down in that fight. Brand will also go down. Janna falling to the ground by the hands of Soaz. Yellow Star rather, getting a double kill within this fight, following Rammus all the way. Cyanide now looking to taunt one of them within the turret range. He's still going to be able to go down. They have now taken down the ace 25 minutes into the game. Against All Authority is doing an amazing job right now in showing what fnatic has done to other teams in this match. Against All Authority, showing that they can creep their way out of the loser's bracket and just take this one handily. Another ace has been scored there. Janna is finally up. Will she choose to go down as well? Malzahar is also up. XPK back into this game, and after all the global gold they are getting, they are now 8,000 gold up, 11-2, 25-26 minutes into the game with 5 turrets, 3 in their favor, as fnatic has taken down 2 of Against All Authorities.
And it is Shushay with the only kills on fnatic. He is 2-2. The entire team sharing 2 deaths apiece, with PK picking up a 3rd. And I can't believe how that situation happened. They caught 3 AAA members alone at the bottom of the map, and they just started charging down. But what they didn't expect, because it was a 3v5, they figured, oh, you know, we're safe, we can dive, we can face check brushes.
Yep.
Soaz So a summoner teleported to a minion or a ward, got in here, and immediately just blew up that Corki, and that set the stage. It was a 4v4 with the main DPS gone. The Asher, of course, to lead that one in, and they just hit all the crowd controls they needed to. They separated the teams out correctly, and they got 5 for nothing. Yeah, Momo got egged. Yeah, that's, unfortunate, but I mean, losing that passive, that's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah, these last few matches of the day, it seems that Teleport has really been able to turn the tide of a fight. And we see right there what it can do for you. You can see somebody teleporting in, but you only have so long to react, and you're trying to focus somebody down so you can focus that person teleporting. And like you said, just a great job by Soaz coming in. Aurelia is such a tanky character, not really one you want to focus off the bat, and just a perfect person to have teleport with the ward placement that Melisson has been placing for his team.
Yeah, Melisson's doing what he can, of course. Every time he dies, he's been wearing Oracle, so he's... Kuja doing very, very well. Melisson, of course. I think supports are underrepresented. I think they're underappreciated in these games. So Kuja landing just ridiculously awesome dances. Level 13 from all the assists in these fights, actually keeping up with the jungler and with Ashe pretty much. 0, 0, and 8. So all but 3 kills have been helped significantly by that Sona. But you look at the Jarvan, 2, 1, and 8. A total of 1 kill didn't involve him. One kill was not his. And so I was the same way. 3, 0, and 7. One of those 11 kills was not taken part in by Aurelia, and that is just great play by AAA. They've cleared all the wards out now by this Baron. Relishing his kill on Riot Jeff Geo was so wonderful for him, but it's a 5v0 in mid right now. They're looking like they could want to push. The second turret in mid could be available to them. Good standby for fnatic. They will kill those minions off, but it's going to be AAA maybe looking to push pretty soon.
Yeah, a lot of lane dominance right now. As you see, top lane has a pretty good minion wave. It's going to be easily cleared, though. But the turrets are down all the way in bottom. The top turret is down for fnatic, and their mid turret is down. The pressure now to be played in mid by Against All Authority as they just keep barraging down with their minions, coming down very hard in a rush down on fnatic every time they get a chance to go to turret, not giving fnatic a chance to really rebuttal anything that they're doing. Looks like they're going to lay down some wards, give a little cover there to Sona as she takes out another one. Great job by Kuja with the use of that Oracle. Is heading back over to Janna, also an Oracle, and we will see as they come into here if they can find one. Yes, they do. Their Oracle was destroyed, so they're going to go in and return the favor to AAA.
Nice, yeah, so Fnatic doing a good job clearing out wards as well. Let's go ahead and look at the vision in this game so far. Fnatic, not much, really. The Oracle clearing has been strong from Kuja, and that's pretty wonderful. Meanwhile, the ward control is a little bit better on AAA. They've played some defensive wards, making sure they don't get invaded upon. A good clairvoyance there, revealing the Baron. That seems safe. But ultimately, all the offensive wards for both sides have been dropped away by those Oracle clears, so good diligence by those support players. Now, one thing I wanted to do is actually display the builds from these players. If you look at the very bottom left corner, you're going to see the ranks of the skills down here, if you can see the clarity on the stream. Malzahar ranking Q last. That's rank 3. Everything else maxed out. Cyanide FI, 5 in taunt, 3 in defensive ball curl, only 1 in power ball, of course, ranking the ultimate as well. Shushe maxing QW, leaving E, actually the last one. That's only got 3 points in it, but it looked like W was the first one maxed, Q was second, so Shushe going for the big QW combo, the most damaging spells there. We look over at Lamia Zealot, he's got Q and E maxed, W was the last one there, he was maxing Q first, and over to Melisson, who's maxed Shield, and got 3 points in that W skill, only 1 in the Q, and that is the skill points for Fnatic. But we have the breakaway as we have, it looks like maybe a Baron type of AAA. They will clear the ward, they will back off for now, looks like they're going to keep that one safe, so let's go ahead and look at what Yellowstar has done. He's going to be maxing out on Volley, maxing out on that Frost Arrow second, and 3 points in the Gold Gain and the Hawk Shot there. Kuja actually maxing out Q and W, only 1 point in E, but looks like a fight about to start. Let's get the vision back to where we want it to be. Yellowstar pushing down on this turret, has broken the Banshee Veil onto that Rammus, and that's a good thing for them. It's going to be pretty nice. It looks like they're going to hold themselves at this turret. Let's go ahead and kill that scoreboard real quick so we can see the teams at top and bottom. And they're just going to destroy these minions. Looks like Ashe already has Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer. She's in great shape here, building towards what looks like a Banshee's Veil. And actually got that health crystal. And they're pushing it onto this turret. The damage output is strong. Yellowstar getting low. And there's Cyanide F5 getting that taunt. And wow, Brand's damage output is huge right there. Leonek jumping in, gonna drop as well. 2 kills for nothing. Cyanide is low. But a great fight from Fnatic. They're going to keep chasing now. Kuja going to take a nice, huge combo right there. And gone is Sona. 3 for nothing. Fnatic coming back strong. Still down 8,000 gold, but it's a 5v2, which means they could Baron.
I could definitely Baron. Looks like Moma is trying to get away from this
wall.
one without going down. Yeah, very good wall. Going to be able to throw down that ultimate. It's only going to be taken up because he went out of the distance, and it looks like he will be able to make his way out. We could have a Powerball heal here by Cyanide, but he actually took a lot of damage from that ult. So now they're just to chase and follow here. Will he be able to make it out alive? I don't know. This pillar is going to come on the other side. Do they have enough vision? But Aurelia coming around, going to be in the bush with Brand, missing the pillar of fire. He is just standing in the null zone, flashing over the edge. We see the ultimate from Brand coming around. Soaz trying to do a lot of damage here. Moma comes in, trying to lay down the ultimate as well with Anivia. A great amount of focus. Cyanide falls as Rammus, and it is going to be 2 down, and that one is Malzahar also went down. fnatic, it looks like they are going to lose another one. She goes down, and coming across was the Ash Arrow. A beautiful job. She is all the way down in middle for Against All Authority, and they are going to turn that fight around, and they are just going to make their way onto this inhibitor. Do they have enough time? It looks like 15 seconds is the closest somebody's going to be able to be up, and they will be able to take down possibly this first turret if they decide to. Corki may be able to thwart that, and it looks like Soaz is just going to head out of here, taking a little bit of damage from the turret. Not really worried about it to these minions as they take down the next and second defensive turret in mid for Fanatics.
Oh, Yellow Star, Moma, and Soaz. Oh man, this is gonna be a repeat. So, WCG USA Finals last year, Big Fat LP landed an epic arrow, and I was like, most epic arrow of my life. That's been taken over. New #1 arrow of the world, Yellow Star, in the grand finals of the Season 1 championship. I'm sorry, but there was not a better time to make an epic arrow in a do-or-die situation. We're getting chased down 2v5 and turning that around into a triple kill.
Yeah, there was no real vision of where she was going. The last ward you can see is by Wraiths. So he predicted that on Wraiths, on the rundown, a little bit of vision from his team, and they were just able to nail it. Now we got a Forest Baron here coming up, and it looks like they will stop doing that. They did see that Against All Authority, they lost vision of them on the map, so they definitely know that Against All Authority is moving. They do have the ward that just got taken down by Wraith, so they had a little bit of vision and wanted to see how much movement they would get out of Against All Authority when fnatic went for Baron, definitely giving them an idea of what the control in the map right now is for AAA, and they're going to be a little bit more cautious in their play. You can see them moving around as a group of 4 here, and now Brand joining for the 5th.
Yeah, so AAA 15-5. I'm sorry, I can't even like really pay attention to anything else happening in this game. I'm still like in shock over that entire battle, because not only was it an epic arrow, but like the coordination from everyone there was glorious. Soaz actually did a flash Q onto PK so that they could blow him up before he could drop the ultimate, which is just glorious. And then, you know, it was still a gold buff Anivia who just kited that team so incredibly well. That was just, I mean, that's just individual skill and game knowledge there. That was just glorious. But I want to actually clear out the rest of these builds real quick since we're in that situation. Jarvan the 4th down at the bottom left, actually playing it differently from how the Rain Man, so the Rain Man when he played lane Jarvan, I was watching behind him, he ranked Q then W and left flag toss at 1. Then actually maxing Q and E first. I don't know which one was first, probably Q, but leaving shield at rank 1 for longer. Looking over at Moma now, he's got well, actually he's level 18, so that's, you know, not really useful. But at level 18, he maxes all of his abilities. So as leaving E at the last point there, it's only level 4, so leaving E down there going, I guess, Q and W first. Usually I see W ranked first for the lane sustain, but Q is really good burst damage, so it could have gone either way. But E, the last ability there on Soaz is Aurelia.
Against All Authority doing a very good job now, starting to control the jungle of fnatic. We'll see how they can continue to do this as they start to move out to the lane. Will they be able to take this turret? They are putting on a lot of pressure, and the Ash Arrow coming in huge. A beautiful Anivia wall coming out, and they're able to take down Brand. Shushay falls. He will not be able to help his team. Melisande also goes down. Against All Authority, putting on a clinic here just under the turret of fnatic as they begin to take them down. fnatic getting a taste of their own medicine as they have done this twice to teams within this weekend. And Against All Authority is just all about it. They do not care. Jarvan tanking that turret. I don't think he knows it. And they are still continuing to fight. Anivia laying down the ultimate to oppose anybody that wants to come near and CC them of the utility on the ultimate. Aurelia being very aggressive. Ulted within the range of the turret. She takes a lot of damage. That ultimate almost hitting from Corki could have taken her down. Ash face tanking 2 turrets right there, but they were able to grab XPK. Another kill. 4 down, and she has 14 health as she makes her way from that turret. Beautiful job by Yellow Star.
Yeah, good job by them. They picked up all 4 kills here, and Yellow Star going to just pick down these wolves as she runs away from the battle. Go ahead and grab those real quick. Just easy gold is easy gold, why the heck not? Yeah, you know, a little bit of health gain, although realistically, when you're going to the fountain, that health gain doesn't matter too much because you're going to the fountain where it will heal you to full in about 10 seconds. But, oh man, such a clinic being put on by AAA right now. They're playing so incredibly well. That initiate was glorious, and that Ashe arrow, so good.
Very stellar game from Yellow
that
Star.
fight was great. And that's why Yellow Star crushes faces, and that's why you take Ashe in a game.
Yeah, it's such an initiation. You don't even have to be there to initiate. It's good because of the crit that Ashe can put out and the build. You said already, you know, the Infinity Edge and the Phantom Dancer already in the hands. Also, the Executioner's Calling. A great build right now. Banshee's able to keep herself alive. Another Ashe arrow. Dodged. A little split on the defense there. They're able to take down another turret. All the inhibitors almost down. If they're able to take this one, that will be the third. The bottom one, the most longest taken down, and will spawn the most recent. And we'll have to see if they can get that up. They really need these inhibitors to spawn. They're not going to be able to move out of their base for much longer. All lanes are pushed very hard right now in favor of against all authority, and they're going to use this to their advantage as they have 3 minion waves with super minions on the way in.
Yeah, they're in great shape right now. They're going to push on through. The Brand ultimate does a ton of damage, almost down to half health, but they've now, in sequence, killed all 3 inhibitors, and the bottom one has respawned. They've not gone for Baron. Aurelia now in the front, going to crush down these minion waves and jump onto Lambia Zealot, doing some nice damage there, but he's going to be pretty much okay with Trinity Force and the Quicksilver Sash. But down at the bottom, looks like AAA going to go for the inhibitor one more time. They've got some super minions there to help. This could be the first game going to AAA. We will force a second game, the do or die game, going to be happening almost definitely here. AAA pushing in on the Nexus turrets. Looks like the first 2 will fall, but here comes the counterattack from Silent FI, going to stun in there. Yellow Star getting very, very low, and almost dies to the turret right there. Lambia Zealot now in the front, going to jump in on Yellow Star. Will get the kill, but will die in sequence. And there we go. Soaz trying to run away. Looks like Jarvan fell as well, so actually that fight went well for Fnatic. They've lost 1 turret though. Anivia in there, and so is the rest of the team. Will they go for this turret? Will they dive for it? Yes. They will, after that Janna shield goes down. The Nexus is available. The super minions are still alive, but it's a 3v4 in their base, and the Fountain is there to help Fnatic heal. Oh, the burst damage. Will it be a kill? It almost will. 240 points, thanks to that Janna keeping him alive.
Look at that lane push by the minions. Just absolutely no minions for Fnatic are outside the base right now, and it is just flooding and pouring out of against all authorities. 2 super minion wave coming in there from top and bottom. They're going to be able to farm this up quite good, get a lot of items in their favor, gain all the experience they need. Everybody's almost level 18. Rammus, however, level 14, being able to be focused down quite easily as the Aurelia, the tanky person, as with Jarvan at 16 and 18, are just really able to stay in the fight a lot longer and able to put some damage down. They may go for the Baron here. It looks like Aurelia is prepping for that, and they may just be able to go in, walk right in, and take on the Nexus at this point with that many minions behind them.
Yeah, they're in great shape here. Looks like here we go. Soaz going to push through onto that worm. He's going to be the one to do it. Basically, with no turrets, Fnatic must 5-man defend that. They certainly can't spare anyone to defend against Baron, so AAA will get a completely free Baron. That is the right play. They've got the inhibitors down. It's good to end the game, but first, take that Baron buff, because when you're in the enemy base, the advantage that the enemies have is they have that fountain there. They have the ability to heal themselves in siege and sort of withstand that because they have that place of replenishment. But Baron buff gives you health and mana regeneration for wearing it, and so you kind of get to counteract that a little bit by having that in-battle power. Certainly as it wears on, Fnatic is going to gain a lot of experience in gold as the minion waves are pushing and pushing and pushing, and there's a lot of gold right there. But until each person kills 10 minions themselves, the Baron kill is still going to be worth more gold than those waves, and certainly the experience is quite large as well. And the actual power of that buff is massive, so almost always it is worth it to just sit there and kill the Baron first.
So I believe Ashe has a red elixir on right now, it looks like it, and they have given the other red buff as they steal that away. Soaz takes that from Fnatic at this point. So now the control of the jungle to be played, the mentality of Fnatic not at the top of its game right now. They're more worried about game 2. It does not look likely that they will be able to come back in this one, and this could be the final push we have right here, is Yellow Star will try to get in there, initiate a pull from somebody, or if they will try to bait him out, but I don't think they're going to buy that at all as they come in. Double buff, 1 for Aurelia, 2 for Yellow Star. Here comes the initiation. They are not going to stop on this one, I don't think, and something's going to be big. Somebody has to overextend. The damage being done to the Nexus so much, it's already at half health in a matter of seconds, and there it is, the first game going to against all authority, and the underdogs pull themselves up from the lower bracket to bring it, as you said, to that final game point for either team.
Yep. There is 1 game to go. 1 single game will decide the winner of the entire Season 1 championship. Well played out in the chat from Cyanide FI. That was really beautiful play. I really like how AAA played the draft game. That's, I think, where it came from, where they said, okay, you're going to ban the junglers out. That's fine. We're going to grab a first-pick jungler. You're going to grab Malzahar. Good for you. Good for you. We're going to grab that jungler and really force you into a lower role. Now, I think Rammus did play well, but Leonak played a beautiful game that time, and the early Anivia was glorious as well, and this is why we see Aurelia banned. So as 6-0 and 11, never even died. Yeah. Actually, the only person in the game to not die, and as melee, that's hard to do. That's impressive.
Very, especially with the Chalice build in the beginning, going for the MP regain, and she was just able to get in there. The room page definitely helping on the HP and a little bit of regen probably for the mana as well to give herself that ability to attack more. The more mana you have, the more often you're able to attack, especially with the dash that she does. If she's able to take out somebody or take out a minion, she's able to do it again. So it's a little bit of mobility for her as well. Very good game between these two teams. Ashe at 316, absolutely crushing the creep score. That's 296 for XPK behind it, and as we noticed that the Infinity Edge and a Phantom Dancer so early in the game, and she was just able to control, the first arrow. People think twice about initiating the fight or trying to oppose back on what's happening.
Yeah, and what I really like about this post-game scoreboard, too, is this is what I really love to see in really high-level play, is that everyone's got, like, the exact same number of assists. You've got 3 kills on Ashe, only 1 on Sona, 4, 6, 6. Yeah, those are pretty varied out, but it's like 10, 11, 11, 10, 11 assists. Everyone is there for every fight. They are coordinated. They show up. They got each other's backs. Deaths are varied, kills are varied. That's fine, but they're always there to help the team when it counts. When those big fights start, they are there, and they're lending that helping hand, and it's glorious. And you even see that on Fnatic as well, where they've got pretty much 5 assists per player, except for Suche, who actually picked up all the killing blows, so he's 4 and 2. But we're going to have a short commercial break in between these games. We're going to be right back with the final game of the Season 1 League of Legends Championship right after this. Season 1 Championships, oh man. We're here at the Season 1 Championships. Do or die game, oh man.
Final.
Fnatic AAA.
Fnatic and AAA. Yes, it seems that AAA does have the power and motivation to pull themselves out of the lower bracket here. They are now equal with Fnatic, who has made their way with flying colors all the way through the winner's bracket. They've been able to stay there on top. That's great momentum. That's great mentality to come into a game with, motivation to keep doing well. And, the targeted bans on Suche, it seems that their next picks either was not just a good team composition, or they don't really feel comfortable as they would in a championship game playing those characters that they had on the back burner.
And I think Suche put on a great performance there. PK actually uncharacteristically 0-5. We see him crush games of Malzahar very, very often. But he simply it seemed like he wasn't up to form this game as much as he wanted to be. He just simply wasn't quite putting up the damage that we expect to see from him. He was getting ganked a little bit more than it was normal, and it was so as with that teleport Aurelia for a lot of it, certainly. Players are going to discuss strategies and such, of course. I wouldn't be surprised to see a first pick Jarvan, because it seems like they really like that anti-jungle strategy, and a first pick Jarvan could work for that. Yeah,
it really could. It would definitely be something, obviously, going to have to focus. So we're going to have to see if they will focus again Shuche's mains.
Yeah. And a quick update for the stream numbers. We are back above 200,000. It was, a school day or a work day for a lot of you out there. Yeah. It's pretty easy to stay up through a Sunday morning or a Tuesday morning, but when you've actually got things to go do on a weekday,
you cancel them.
Yeah. Well, some do, of course. We did hold, steady over 150 for most of the day. But we're back up 200,000 and above for the final day. For the final match, and we're glad to have all of you here online, all of you here in person, of course. So glorious. There's almost no one left in the convention hall, left and right. It's just like it's the row of chairs in front of us, and us up here, and the players in the tournament area, and it's all come down to this, and it's such a good match. That was it was a little bit of back and forth. Fnatic did put out some good effort there. It was weird because I was like thinking about the game, and I was like, I really want AAA to win to bring a game 2, and then it was like, wow, Fnatic just does a crushing fight, and we saw that every single time. It was like AAA would start winning that game 2, and then they would slip and they would lose it. It would be one team fight after the other. It would kind of go back and forth, but Fnatic would pull it out in the end. For the first time since day 1, Fnatic has finally lost a map, and it was close.
Yeah, it was very close. You know, in the beginning they were able to take it, and then the instant turret control, they were able to get 1 turret, 2 turrets, and then 3 turrets within a matter of 3 to 5 minutes. That's 450 gold that your team now has to spend on whatever they want. Obviously, the creep score immense on the side of Against All Authority, which just adds on to whatever they needed. That really got them the items, the Ashe Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer right away. You know, Kuja still holding on to those wards for ward control and always having his oracles, as we did see. I believe it was Melisande that lost his quite early, and that's 400. You're going to be out.
Yeah, that really did help them out a lot early on. Melisande did take a lot of death that he didn't need to, but it really pushed them ahead because he could not buy as many wards, could not get as tanky, and he blew up a lot in those fights. When there's enough crowd control to actually lock up that support, that's brutal. And you know, one of the things about having a Janna is that you can flash in, then ult, and you can kind of reset that fight. You can maybe get yourself back. If they don't stun you, you can walk back and use the movement speed from your W and your passive to be okay. But in this situation, whether he flashed in or not, he ended up getting stunned and killed right after that started. He had one of the most deaths on his team. And normally when you see those support players and they play it right and they play it perfectly and they're on the winning team, they have the least deaths in their team. That they never let themselves get killed. They're the kings of positioning. And it didn't happen this time for Melisande. That was super unfortunate.
AAA discussing what they want to do for the next game Against All Authority. We just saw fnatic doing the same thing as they're really wondering where did we go wrong in that matchup. There was a pretty regular team composition for Against All Authority, but the way that they commenced into their fights, the initiations, the way they went about it, the way they were able to split up fnatic in those fights really gave them the upper hand. And we jump into the next game here as we get ready. fnatic does have 4 in, and Against All Authority still, as you can see, discussing that win, what they should keep doing, and obviously picks and bans going through their heads.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think the strats are strong. I think they're going to use the same. I think they might go for the same ban strategy.
Yeah, definitely don't want to give Xuche the upper hand, and they did a great job at focusing Xuche right off the back. Brand went down, they were able to grab the blue buff that he had. That was not a good thing for him to have. We saw early game that fnatic tried to switch up the lanes and play a little bit of a mind game, and Against All Authority just took to that and was like, no, it's Malzahar and Nivea, we're going to send a Malzahar top. All right, we'll send our Nivea top, and we're going to put Aurelia back against Brand, and that was really effective for him because Brand just, he could do a lot of damage to Aurelia, but she's just so easily able to gain her health back and really negate the ablaze and damage that Brand was doing, and they did a really good job at focusing on defending the strategy and the mind game that fnatic was trying to play.
Yeah, and it worked out so well for them. AAA now actually filtering all into the game. fnatic in as well, so we have the 5 on each side. We could go in a championship
if they're ready for picks and bans
fairly soon. We're going to figure out what's going on with that in the very, very near future. But, I'm not sure. I think Ashe, every single time it's been Ashe that's won these games, I feel.
Like your Eskimo said, the arrows are making the games.
Yep. And we are in a picks and bans with AAA being first pick, first ban. I don't think fnatic can afford to go for a jungle ban strat because I think Ashe is the deserved first pick here.
There it is.
The Alistar ban,
Focus
I think AAA is happy with what they're doing.
Right.
fnatic going to ban out Rumble. A lot of it's going to be the same, but I think, Alistar, Gragas. So fnatic already cannot ban out the jungler, so there's the Rumble ban. I'm thinking Ashe and Anivia, actually. I think, oh no, they're still going to do the Nunu. I question that. I really think Ashe is the champion to beat right now. And with that Nunu ban in there, it could be harsh.
Right, yeah, they easily could, but, Vayne can be picked right after that, but as we said, the utility that Ashe brings to the game, that slow, we saw it come out a lot in the game and really facilitate a lot more kills in a fight that people would have gotten away if they did not have him as well. Vayne, the facilitator of the chase down as well, but that leaves her alone by herself, and they will ban Anivia. They do not want fnatic to get Anivia. They did have him last time on MoMA, and we'll have to see what they can do with this as a Mumu goes down again, and there it is. Again, they take the tanky jungle, and it's going to be very effective.
Yeah,
Lamia going back for the Ashe as they do not want AAA to get that once again.
Yeah, and it seems like the stab for that one champion that's strong but not super impactful, like Malzahar, could be arguably the best mage. Sure, does a lot of damage. but he's not like, I have Malzahar, I changed the game. Like, he's strong, but I don't think he's a first-pick type champion. Jarvan the same way. You know, I understand him for the counter-strat, but with Warwick still in there, basically, like, you're not cornering junglers that much.
Right.
You're not really, you know, checkmating your opponent. You know, certainly with ban strategies, you can checkmate. If you're the first pick, you can checkmate, you know, a strong support, a strong carry, a strong mage, and whatnot. Ooh, and they're actually going to grab Karthus for PK, so we're actually already going to see a large number of different picks right here. And with all the mages still in play, they're just going to go, oh, I guess with Anivia out of play, they're going to go for that Karthus. And, you know, Anivia is a counter to Karthus. That in one of the post-game interviews, you know, they're talking about, you know, my goal is to run in there, turn on my E, and die as Karthus. But, you know, Anivia and Gragas and all and Janna, they forced me back. They forced me into these bad situations where I couldn't use it the same way. They separated us out. But now with Anivia gone, they're like, no. Karthus is the right pick for us. And Ashe, I cannot question it at all. Ashe, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I'd like to really point out is, you know, how I said before that when they switched up the lanes, it was great putting Anivia against Malzahar because Malzahar is fine. You know, initial focus is that if somebody's at 75 or 50% health, he can quickly null zone and throw the ult on with Malefic Visions and do so much damage. But that would only put Anivia to egg and simply be able to get away after that as Malzahar waits for his cooldown. So that's a really, really good counter lane right there because, you know, Malzahar works and gets most of his kills in mid lane by just throwing that spell combo out, and it would just be a waste on Anivia, and it would probably be, you know, the operation for a gank setup for against all authority on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the other big things is that, you know, his poke range is really long, but his actual engagement range on Malzahar is not that big, such that Anivia can actually walk up, use RE, and get that spam done. And as soon as he has Golem buff on his Anivia, he can do that with impunity and really zone him out. Now, by that point in the game, by the 7-minute mark when the Golem respawns, Malzahar's going to be closer and closer to level 9. And once you hit like 7, QE will full clear Miniwave for you if you cast it right, especially with a Voidling out there. And again, Aurelia going to be picked up. Lena going to grab Corki. The rest of these picks over here, Cyanide, you know, going to be jungling with Warwick most likely. I don't think it's going to be Lane Wick. Sona is the support pick. So again, Janna and Sona the supports that get grabbed for the game. Ashe and Corki, the range DPS on both sides. Aurelia getting picked once more. Malzahar getting picked once more. Jarvan picked once more. A lot of these are the same champions, but we see Warwick picked instead of banned. And with Anivia out of the fray, we have Malzahar joining that one. So we're going to have one more pick in here. It could be a brand for Shushay. We're going to see what that last pick is. Otherwise, we're going to see an almost exact mirror match. Except with, you know, the picks sort of pushed around a little bit. And it is brand, so the same basically 16 champions are in the fray with the exception of what was banned instead of Anivia last time?
You caught me off guard.
Yeah. Oh, it was so Warwick came in. Yeah, so Warwick was played when
Warwick
Anivia
was
banned.
And now that he's not banned, yes, definitely
what
going to
was
hands of
Karthus
Cyanide.
replacing, though? Because Karthus wasn't played or banned. So what is he replacing there?
PK was Malzahar.
Yeah.
I don't remember whether Momo was Anivia on that side, so we will have to
Rammus.
see in the game.
Rammus not
Rammus,
okay.
That's right. Cyanide was forced to go Rammus. It did not work out for them. He's going to go for the initiation and suppress. That is with Warwick on Cyanide. Lamia with Ashe. Shushay again with Brand. He did have a very good game. His team not able to really work around the range of that Seer. He was usually getting people outside the range that they required. They saw that top fight really go in their favor the one time when he was able to grab Janna, as that was Kuja trying to get away in that fight. So he's really a disabler as people are trying to get away. As long as there aren't too many minions around, he's able to do a good job. And look at the amount of teleports we're running
they've got
against
two.
all authority side.
That's because of Malzahar.
Yes.
When you have Malzahar, you run teleport and you get those free, free ganks with that suppression. And Soaz, of course, has been running teleport all day on Aurelia. And this is going to be an exciting, very gank-heavy, very action-packed AAA team. And Fnatic, you know, they don't have Janna. They have Karthus for the global presence, which is good. But I mean, they have Karthus Ashe. They can initiate from across the map. But, of course, with Moment and Soaz, they can initiate from across the map with Summon or Teleport. So there could be a lot of action out of nowhere all the time. And I'm calling it now. We're going to miss some kills. There's a bunch of globals here. Sorry.
Yeah, they're going to be teleporting all over, and that really gets discouraging, as you know, your guy could disappear into the bush for a second, and he's just hanging out grabbing experience, and then he shows up on the bottom of the map, and everybody's like, Mia? Where did that come from? And you realize that there's so many wards all over, and Kuja does such a good job of keeping at least 3 to 4 wards on him at all times, and they are really going to focus on that. We're going to see the war game of Against All Authority coming out on top of this one, so get your notebooks out, and we'll see what they have to do as they now go for game point versus Fnatic. Against All Authority and Fnatic to go head-to-head here as we jump to the splash screen. The player's about to load in, and let's get this game going, Freak.
Oh, yeah. And the funny thing about this is as soon as someone stepped into the brush, you have to be like, MEA Aurelia. Like, she jumped in the brush. Oh, God, she's not here anymore. No! That's like
So
a permanent
sorry.
Evelyn.
I'm so sorry.
It's like this is sixth player, Evelyn, running around ready to stun you out of nowhere, and that's going to be the entire gameplay. And that is so strong for AAA. I mean, Teleport, such an underrated summoner spell, so incredibly powerful, and it's going to make something out of nothing constantly.
You know, this is Melisande actually having to grab that Oracle quite early again, and that's the reason. And hopefully he doesn't lose it this time. The 400 gold is quite an investment, especially for the support to use, usually getting the gold per time items. And he did have, I believe, 2 of those last time of Heart of Golds. And we'll have to see. And let's get this match started underway. Going to be your final matchup between Against All Authority and fnatic. Here we go. Let's make some noise for these 2 teams.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. The do or die game, the one grand final game left. AAA Against All Authority versus fnatic. And this is the grand finals, $100,000 prize pool up for grabs, 50 grand to that top team. And this next hour means everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Means $50,000.
Yep. Wow.
And the right to be Season 1 champions. Definitely a lot of history being made here today. League of Legends Season 1 finally coming to an end. One of the biggest prize purses we see in esports. It has been done before, and we're going to do it again most likely, as you know, this is all for the community, and we're definitely showing that esports is one of the biggest things in the world to come about here into fruition, and it just creates such a great community for everybody around. Warwick just dancing around the bush. That's one of my favorite dances. Cyanide just throwing it out there.
Cyanide putting out the thriller right there. Looks like AAA did not want to be part of that dance party, although, you know, Aurelia has that really glorious dance with the blade spinning around. It's really cool, but not going to get that one. Down at the bottom lane, actually, they're going to help Linak with the Golem. I don't know if they're worried about Warwick doing a counter jungle. Actually, oh, wow, for the first time, we're actually going to have an invasion here from fnatic. They're going to smite steal one of those Wraiths, most likely. There's a spam. Lots of AoE coming in from these guys, and with W, they're going to pick down that Wraith camp. That's just going to really, really hurt Jarvan's jungle. He's going to start with these golems, and he's going to have to deal, actually going E first, going to have to deal with not having a Wraith camp. That's going to really hurt his jungle speed.
Yeah, it is definitely going to hurt, and he actually did not use his smite, so he's going to be able to go around the jungle. Cyanide did not. No, yes, Jarvan did.
Oh, yeah.
Cyanide was able to get the few lay wastes from Karthus. He was able to get out of that one, and he probably will use the smite here on blue. It's going to be Karthus versus Aurelia in the middle. That's Soaz and XPK. Malzahar versus Brand up top. Moma versus Shushe. And we have, again, the supports, Melisande and Lamia as the carry on Ashe, and Jarvan Linak. Again, such an early movement by Linak to continue to do this with Jarvan.
Yeah, that's really aggressive for him. Now, the thing to realize is that these teams have switched sides. Okay, here we go. Some aggression from Linak. The knock up is good, but he whiffs it onto Lamia Zell, which means he's going to be able to get away with 300 health left. But the thing is, he is laid with Sona, and Sona can heal him up. She's got that the regeneration pendant of Fairy Charm. That's the one. Has got wards and health potion as well. Going to be pretty safe there. That 6-second cooldown on the 35-point heals. Not a lot, but it's going to add up over time. Lamia Zell will be able to get some healing as well from her auto attacks. 50% lifesteal going to add up over time. She's going to be safe here. And it's interesting because we have the Sona Ashe versus Janna Corki as before, the exact same way. And let's see what we end up doing with this. Although, again, fnatic MSI going to be the top right-hand side. They've got the red health bars this time. Purple minions and turrets, and they're in the top right. They are the winner bracket champions, but now it doesn't matter anymore. These teams have split 2 games apiece throughout this entire tournament, and this 5th game of these teams meeting is going to determine everything else, how these teams split up the rest of the money.
Yeah, the European metagame absolutely showing true and shining through here this weekend at the League of Legends Season 1 Championship. It seems that NA has a little bit to learn. They played amazing games and were able to come out very strong. Did not go down without a fight, and they were definitely contenders in the tournament. But the last blood always to be given to fnatic and AAA on this, as we see them in the finals here. A lot of damage being done up top as they just keep pushing these minions in. Not so much of the champions, but the pushing being done here by Moma. The damage by Shushe trying to get these minions back into a position he wants to be able to farm in. And right there is really where you want to keep them. If your minions can keep it there, you have beautiful defense from your turret, as well as able to attack. You can see bottom pushing quite hard as well. Jarvan is going through the jungle, continuing to farm up as he see if Linak comes out for another early try for the gank. It's going to be quite tough. These lanes are quite pushed at this point in time.
Yeah, and Shushay trying to do what harass he can against Moma at the top lane. Moma at 22, Shushay at 21, so they're laning roughly equivalently. That Brand versus Malzahar. It looks like Warwick actually might come in for some harassment. Moma could get caught. Clairvoyance is out. And he's going to keep moving in. Let's see if he can grab this. Moma has been spotted.
He does land the seer. They're going for the attack, and they will be able to take it down. Shushay picking up the first kill, and it is going to be a little bit of a change from last time. Shushay was the first one to go down, and he's going to repay that favor and be the first blood. Great job by fnatic, and they start this game off on top.
Yeah, that's really nice right there. It's one of the few mages who actually have a stun early on in that game. Certainly Annie has that one from her passive as well, but that's really the only mage I can think of offhand who stuns early on in the game. Certainly Swain has a root, things like that, but an actual stun, those are a little bit rare, and he still has that AoE spam prowess. It's very interesting that, Europe is all about Brand, and North America seems to be all about Annie, so going to see how those duel off over time. Of course, both fire-based mages for those who care, and we'll see how this ends up playing out. Yellowstar going to last hit some minions right now, going to let those pull back towards his turret, going to keep him safer there, and he's going to be doing all right for now. He's got that Doran's Blade in hand. He's going to be pretty happy with this.
Let's see what happens here. Jumping in, we do have a lot of aggression towards Lamia here as he does not turn around to fire that volley. He is going to try to get a slow on Kujay as he continues to push on there, giving a little bit of speed to Yellowstar and helping to slow down Ashe as she tried to run away. Smart move as she turned around and used her own utility to slow down Kuja to end that. And no real damage being done down there. It looks like Jarvan wants something here. He does have that blue down. If Karthus overextends just a little bit, he will be able to walk out and do a lot of damage here. Soaz also with a flash on. Jarvan with a flash as well. That's flash and smite. And we'll have to see how he pulls this one off. As XPK is staying pretty close to his lane, as you usually see the mid lane kind of going up, going down. See if they can get a little bit of vision on those back two lanes to keep themselves safe. But it looks like Jarvan is just going to come out here. The lane presence will let XPK know that things may go down later in the game, and you better be careful of how far you push up my Soaz.
Indeed, so fnatic going to be continuing to last hit at bottom lane. Look at the gold up top. 7.4 versus 8.4, so that first blood definitely gives them quite the advantage. 900 gold up, and the aggression once more onto Ashe, scrolling up as we see Lemiazel getting down to about half health. But of course, Sona can't sustain that, and Yellowstar actually taking a lot of damage back. So, Janna is not a healer, so Yellowstar actually will push back into the base and heal as they're going to wait. Ashe is going to last hit pretty much all these minions at this turret. Actually, no, a lot of them actually getting snuck through by this turret. Going to pick up one there with volley, but that's a little bit unfortunate. fnatic could have really used that extra gold there with Corki out of the lane. They really want Ashe to get as much farm as possible, unpressured whatsoever.
Yeah, all lanes pretty much in a good laning phase at this point. After that kill, they're kind of sitting back a little bit, letting the jungles go through. A lot of wards going down in the jungle. We're going to check out Kuja's build right now, and he has set all of his down as well as there's 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 wards on the side of fnatic, and they're going to try to control this as much as possible at this point in time, as they did not have too much control earlier in the game, but we probably will see Kuja picking up an Oracles quite soon.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I wanted to clear out on Soaz's build. He did max W, in fact. That is how he lanes with Aurelia, so that's what he picked up there. Shushay almost definitely maxing W. Going to check that in a sec. Looks like some aggression coming through on mid, but yeah, Shushay's build is max W. Okay, great. That's out of the way. Moving back into the lane as he's going to meet up against Malzahar a little bit right there. The minions are getting kind of low on both sides. Basically, both mages just spamming down on these guys. Top has some fighting there. Aurelia chasing PK into the turret. Looks like PK's going to be safe for now. He has that catalyst, so next time he levels up, he'll gain a nice bit of health. He's healing right now on some potions. He got another 2 in the inventory. It's going to be pretty much nice for him, but Soaz doing a pretty good job zoning him out. Trying to pick up these minions and going to do a good job there. Is level 7. And PK back up above half health and going to use E and Q to spam these minions down. Pink spam going off on Moma. They want to go for this. Warwick could come around the side, use that ult, suppress him. Asher will whiff.
Yeah, very nice try there. Jarvan kind of could have taken that to the back of the head if he didn't really see it coming. He was able to move out of the way of that. And looks like Warwick will slowly make his way up top to see if they can get something down on Soaz. And looks like he is farming quite diligently at this point. Not really seeing him come through. Do not know if they know he has a ward in the bush. Lowering the magic resistance as he walks through the Karthus wall. Will they go for the attack as Momo comes up from middle, laying down the null zone, forcing him back. The Aurelia ultimate having great range, and they're able to push them way back to the turret. A little zone out on some of the minions right here. They won't be able to get too many last hits. ultimates as they start to go and push towards the turret, slowing that down. A very nice job by Karthus. There's a lot coming out of there. Can she get a few more ultimates down? Getting stunned up there, and she took a lot of damage, but the ultimate able to heal her up a good amount. A very nice job and nice try there to get another kill and even it up at 1-1. Sao is now forced to back MoMA as he takes top. Jarvan will take up mid to soak up some experience. He actually backs as well, so I think it's going to be Yellow Star to do that for MoMA.
Yeah, good play overall. A lot of flashes getting used to get this out of position. You know, Aurelia playing a little bit too aggressively. I think they ended up missing some of the coordination with MoMA. He was close by in that first fight. They had to run away from him. And then he kind of looped around the rocks, and he wasn't in range again when Aurelia jumped on to that Karthus. Karthus did most of the damage by being in melee range, spamming E and Q onto Aurelia. And MoMA should have been able to capitalize on that, but simply wasn't close enough to the fight. Wasn't able to do much about it. He did use teleport to get in there, but it just simply wasn't quite enough. Or at least used it recently. Sorry, I couldn't really count on the cooldown so much. It's about a quarter of the way done. Certainly used it recently. And unfortunately, it didn't really get anything out of this. AAA has not picked up a kill yet in this game, despite those teleport gank availabilities.
Flames going down in mid. He misses the Ablaze. There was a ping onto Dragon. They want to make sure they have ward control on that. We see Kuja putting one down, so that could possibly be a fight. And see where he placed that ward. He did not place it really in front of Dragon. So if they begin to go for it, the person that teleports in will not be seen right away, and that is awesome because they're going to be able to do a lot of damage coming out unseen as they think, you know, it's going to be a 2v2 fight. Now you have a 4v2 fight as they have the 2 teleports on the team.
So for the next 3 minutes, they won't have to worry about Karthus doing it. Or sorry, Malzahar doing it, but Soaz coming around to, I think, place a ward down as they have all timed out in the river. She's going to check this brush, going to come on down, plant that one. There you go. Going to be fighting against Karthus some more. PK coming close by, will drop that wall down, sees that no one else coming to gank except Aurelia. The ward coverage is so strong for AAA, but they're spending all their gold on it, which is making them a bit poor, so they don't get any kills or stop any deaths with those wards. They've just spent hundreds and hundreds more gold, and it's going to be a little bit hurtful for them.
We'll see PK kind of moving around here. Looks like he will go to place his own ward. They kind of just set it right next to each other. We see that a lot, the placement of the wards being the same by both teams. It's just a really good area. It covers if they're coming out of their blue area. It covers if they're coming out of that tri-bush up top, and if they're going to go ahead and enter that top bush as well. Karthus looking to kind of hide in the bush and grab XP as he's there. And Sona going back down to help Ashe. Melisande to meet up with Lamia on the bottom. Jarvan continuing to move through his jungle as Warwick comes out of base, and he has red buff. Usually going to initiate right after getting that. You know, you want to put that to use, and a good amount of wards and CB being used right now to make sure there is enough room to push and enough room to be safe in anything they want to initiate on.
Yeah, now let's see. It's, you know, AAA at the bottom lane is just purely all about the farm. Nothing really major has happened in this lane. I mean, they've been the in-lane skirmishes, but Lamia Zealot continually getting regenerated by Melisande Sona. Yellow Star just getting shields going. Mass Doran's Blades really going for a sort of a aggressive build where he's got a lot of damage and durability. Can really, you know, push his weight around. Even but here comes a gank from Soaz onto XPK. Not really a gank, but a push in lane. Doing some decent damage there, getting him down to half, but PK with that Catalyst still, next level will gain a bunch of health back.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of keeping a lane presence there up top. PK able to stay in. They're both level 10. It looks like everybody now, Sona, Melisande, just grabbing that ultimate. Kuja actually level 7, so he's had his for 1 level. 6 to 10 is the spread on the levels between fnatic, and it looks like PK could go down. He will flash away, and Saha is just not having enough mana to finish that kill off. He could have had it if he had a full ult and was just able to throw all of those out. It looks like there was going to be some movement from bottom. They are going to return to the lane now as Yellow Star and Kuja kind of disappeared into the river at the top. Maybe there was a dragon going on. Nobody knows. But now that they're back down bottom, the laning phase continues normally there. Brand kind of making a move here. They do see that Jarvan is somewhat out of position. Brand's like, hey, double buff. I kind of want that. But Warwick is really in no position with Aurelia there to begin the fight. And everybody will just digress from that as they go back to their lanes. Bottom being pushed quite big. Kuja getting a level up right there, so he's now level 8. And they just keep pushing these lanes. Very passive lanes, a little bit aggressive. Still 1-0, 13 minutes into the game. 0 turrets have been taken, and there's only about 500 in gold in difference between Against All Authority and fnatic. fnatic being the one up 500 gold.
Yeah, and that is with the first blood credit as well, which means that as far as laning is concerned, AAA is getting themselves closer and closer to this equal mark right there. It was much farther apart a little while ago, so You know, they're keeping up in this game so far. Malzahar is dead. Yet Brandon Warwick have kills and assists respectively, but looks like a big push coming through on mid. PK leading the way. Warwick and Brand coming right behind. fnatic gonna maybe go for the first turret kill of the game. No one is right there to defend them just yet. We've got aAa coming from top. Jarvan coming from the jungle. This turret is low, but they must back off now. They've got to be afraid as they came and got pinched on from all sides. They pull that back before they get jumped on. But that damage on that turret is not going to be healed, so they're going to have a good chance at keeping that one alive. Alright, sorry, good chance at picking that one off before too long.
Yeah, still leaving the 3v2 in mid. Sal's getting taken out a little bit with that Seer and was not able to participate in the fight. A little lay waste underneath changes her idea. And we got a good push on bottom here. The ultimate of Sona used to save everybody. And we will see that will assist Yellowstar, or not assist Yellowstar, assist Ashe being able to get out of that. Lamia saving, as well as Sona Melisande being able to get out of that situation. And a good 2v1 situation still in mid as they are beginning to go for Dragon here. There is some ward control. You can see the red dot over Kuja's head, and they are looking to make something happen here. Warwick going out. Looks like they were able to get out of that as Warwick did not really suppress with his ultimate. The Janna ult coming out. Yellowstar just staying alive, but he will go down by the hands of XPK there, as you see. And it looks like fnatic is going to be doing a lot of damage as XPK picking up a double kill now. And fnatic is really taking control of this fight. A third kill coming out in the hands of XPK for the triple. And we will see that Moma and Kuja are forced to back up. Kuja not with that Oracles yet, and we can see that it definitely affected them there.
Yeah, beautiful play with these guys on AAA. They mostly a lot of it was Shushay, who was in there, got the ultimate off, got ulted by Jarvan, and was like, boop, flash.
Yeah.
Got over the wall, survived with less than 100 health, and then, you know, with the burst gone, PK was like, yo, dog, I'm Karthus. I have mana, I have damage output, and crushed that fight out really, really strong. Didn't even use the ultimate and still got 3 kills just with Q and E. Well, that's hitting everyone. Ashe is in there for a grand total of 1 assist, but hey, the helping hand is nice. Going to actually sell out a ward to buy a new item, it seems, and that's going to be a BF sword for her.
Yeah, that's a good sell, I'd say.
Yeah.
There's
So
some sells you don't want to do, but when you get the best friend sword, it's a really good sell. So Shushay going to be going around here, possibly, most likely taking this blue. Sona's not going to really need it over the amount of damage Brand can do. And cooldowns is a very big thing. You know, having a lot of mana and cooldowns means you do more damage. Not a lot of people take that into consideration. They just think, hey, I have more cooldowns. More cooldowns means you can cast a lot faster, and in a 1v1 situation, you're going to be able to put out a lot more damage. And we're going to see Brand being able to do that now against Aurelia in mid. And it looks like Karthus will be able to do a good amount of damage, up to about 300, actually 700 damage done to that turret at this point. And they won't be able to take it down. So Siege Minion's able to take up to like 6 or 8 shots from the turret. Malzahar focusing on that one first with Malefic Visions to stop that turret from taking a good amount of damage. As everybody, again, back to their laning phase, and really not a lot of jungle roaming going on right now, or power in numbers. A lot of 1v1 fights. We just saw that big fight going in favor of fnatic where they picked up 3 kills, all for XPK, and definitely not the person you want to be getting these kills. And it looks like we may have some movement towards that top lane.
Yeah, and you know, even though those fights are going so well for fnatic, they're up 1,200 gold. 4-0 is 1,200 gold is not that massive, actually. The 4-0 is big, but the fact that it's only, you know, that much gold, less than 5% difference, or, you know, about 5% difference, that's really, really small. These teams are still almost equally stacked right now. Certainly Malzahar can start blowing people up. PK loves to play tanky with his mage. He's getting Mercury Treads on the Rod of Ages. He's going for Riley's as well on that. Karthus loves to play tanky. He's going to take, you know, a lot of the fire there and not blow up immediately, which is going to help Shushay a lot, actually, who's playing on Brand. And uh-oh, here comes some battles over to the right-hand side. So as taking a volley to the face, yes, he'll be okay. PK and Shushay still really want to push on that top lane. They're going to go for it once more. No one is there to defend that. So it does have someone to teleport. And actually, it looks like it's going to be Moment who's going to just give that one away.
A very big chase down here past the turret. They've really zoned out fnatic on being able to stop that one, and it looks like against all odds we'll be able to tie the turret score at 1-1 here at 18 minutes and 30 seconds into the matchup. Top Malzahar is being thwarted into the bush, trying to lose the vision, but Clairvoyance goes down. The null zone is missed, and he may be able to flash out of this one, taking a lay waste, but he lives with just about 100 HP left. It's going to be a big focus fight here, and it looks like Karthus will be ulted on. He is still alive, and he will be able to cast for an amount of time. Will Sowers go down? down. Momo will definitely go down. Sao is living, and Warwick could come in with the suppression. Will he be able to take him out? Popped up, and he stops the Warwick ultimate. Cyanide being thwarted right inside the turret range. Will he be able to take him out? Was this a bad decision for Cyanide? And a beautiful job by Linnak coming in to save the life of Aurelia. Amazing gameplay and team communication there in top lane.
Yeah, that was really, really glorious. And even all the while, AAA Yellow Star pushing mid lane, doing some nice damage. Still to Sheen and Doran's Blade has had those for the last 7 minutes or so. Big One Missile coming out, continuing to spam down on these minions. And yeah, it's not really heavy for Ashe. He would probably lose a 1v1 if Corki had mana. The fact that he doesn't means he's just an auto attack bot. And they're pretty actually equally matched in those roles. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. Certainly, Yellow Star farming out lots of minions. You can see. He's got 183 to Ashe's 130. Yeah, that's a gold difference there. That's a bit of a differential, I think.
Just a tad.
Just a little. So Fnatic, Sona alone. Soaz could jump for this. Will not quite jump out of melee. Someone was close, but she didn't have boots. She didn't have boots. Could get chased down.
Yeah, he's going for that gold per time item, the Heart of Gold, as doesn't obviously not getting a lot of kills. The European game for supports is, like Daniel Xenon said, is really not to have almost any by the end of the game. Usually it's around 30 or 15 to 30, and that means that your support is really getting the money that they need, the last hits that they need, and you can see both bottom supports do have the greater amount of creep score in the game, and as you said, Corki just dominating on that at this point. Darvin going ahead and going to grab his blue. I don't think that's going to be any donation, as he will be picked. Actually, yes, he will. He is waiting for it. It seems like Malzahar to come up. Yes, very nice job. He's going to continue to run that blue around until he comes, usually taking the damage. It won't do much for him. Null Zone able to take down blue buff, and Malzahar will comfortably move around the map. Very good play by Against All Authority now, starting to come back after that 3-kill fight, or a 2-kill fight, as it is 5-3 now at 20 minutes as we press that 21-minute mark. Only 300 gold separates these teams.
Wow, 300 gold after all that. The first blood, the turret kills, the dragon, everything.
Yeah.
300 gold apart. These teams could not be, I mean, I guess they could be 0 gold, but I mean, for the most part, could not be more equally stacked right now. This Aurelia actually sitting with the Phage and actually going for a Wit's End early. Definitely anti-magic right here, and wow, Fnatic for a dragon will ward down. They have the oracles on Melisson. Pink ward comes down. That means they can clear this ward out pretty safely, and Fnatic must face check that pressure to clear that ward. That's really powerful for AAA. Even without oracles, they can have ward control. And let's see what they can do here. The walls are out. Looks like they're going to play safe. So I was going to back off. And wow, Fnatic's going to go for that.
Yep.
And AAA's going to go for a turret instead.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
Well, gold for gold there, and it's going to be experienced. The Ashe arrow coming out, hitting, and we are going to have to see who takes the brunt of this force. A lot of damage going down to XPK. Karthus is put out of the fight already. They are going to have to get out of that wake and try to fight separately from that, which will separate the team. Karthus all coming down, doing a ton of damage. Moma focused on this one. He does have the blood scent on. Warwick able to get there. Moma trying to do something, but he goes down as you saw Warwick take him, and the blood scent is just going to stop. A very nice sear through the side of the wall from Shushay. Great skill shot direction and very nice reflexes to get that kill in their favor, leaving only 2 members of Against All Authority up in a 3v2 battle. You know, Fnatic still lost some there, but the gold advantage really going in favor of Fnatic on that one. And now it's only worth in between 100 as the dragon was taken, the turret was taken, and those kills with people having a few kills in a row, you're going to be worth more money, and that's really what's just making this game so close. 8-5 is the overall kill score now. Corki, Yellow Star getting back in the game in the next 3 seconds. Everybody's going to be back to full 5, and we will have more action for you as they return to the lane phase. Brand up top trying to save the turret. Shushay just doing what he can to build himself up. He has a blasting wand and the needlessly large rod, so we're going to see that Rabadon's coming out quite quickly with the Banshee's Veil finish from that Catalyst Protector, and there is the Rabadon's, and he goes for the ability tome. So AP just really are going to be big for 258 for Brand.
Yeah, so let's see. You're right. You know, 400 gold now separating the teams. Looks like Fnatic picked up a good number of gold in the middle there. Oh, wow. aAa will actually steal the golem away, though, so smart by them. Will get one of those main advantages. Looks like they're going to run down and grab Blizzard buff as well for Corki. Yellowstar actually not going Trinity, or not going Manamune, but just a fast Trinity Force. Sold one of the Dorns would help complete that. I think that's a really smart idea, is when you have a big Tri like Triforce, you do not want to delay that by any means. You never know when a team is going to show up and do something to you. So Yellowstar wearing a Lizard buff. Looks like that Lizard is going to go over to Cyanide, and they're not going to actually donate that to Ashe. Actually, no, they are not going to donate to Ashe, so Ashe will be by herself just for standard slow abilities. That's fine. She has Infinity Edge, so the two range carries from both teams have completed their first major core item, Infinity Edge on Ashe, Trinity Force on Corki. They cost almost the exact same, and fnatic still getting ready to do some awesome stuff. This turret is so low, and aAa actually gave it away. They actually could have stopped that, but the Ashe arrow coming by. Wow. Here comes the team on the left-hand side, and that is damage on the Corki. Corki will fall. fnatic going to keep trying to chase down. Will they be able to catch up on Kuja? A slow will land, but up there is Jarvan, who's going to try to blow up Melisande. Can he get it? He's got Oracle. He's getting healed by himself. Yes, fnatic will pick that one up. Lenny is out kind of low. Leona going to be saved by Janna, but the rest of the team coming in. Shushe going to not hit a W. Going to keep chasing on to Soaz, but Soaz looks pretty safe right now. 1 kill per side. Yellowstar dying is not great, but they did manage to kill the Oracles off of Melisande, so even though that global gold looks about 1,000 apart, extra 400 on the Oracles is harsh right there. Janna has not died and has not bought Oracles, but the Sona has died, and that was a death with an Oracle, so that is another free 400 gold on one side, the other has not spent.
fnatic with pretty good lane dominance right now with the amount of minions they have pouring out of their base. Top lane seems to be pushed pretty good as they have another minion wave just cresting the bend at the top left of the map that's going to stop any of the minions from coming out on against all authority side. So they definitely have some time to go for the split push if they want to. That bottom turret is actually taking no damage, so it's not going to be too big of a focus at this point as you know, fnatic just looks for the next team fight and really getting a lot of help from Melisande with the burst heal and the Oracles to now clear out the map going over, and yes, we do see Kuja has grabbed that Oracle. The tables will be turned on the next teleport fight that Against All Authority can really initiate. That is where they are shining, and that is where they're able to shut down the fnatic offense during these fights.
Yeah, so let's see what these guys can do. fnatic is ready to go in up against the Baron, actually. They're going to clear out some wards. Actually, there aren't any there. The clairvoyants did reveal where they were. That is fine, but they're in pretty good shape as soon as Melisande reveals that ward, and looks like that will happen. So fnatic in great shape once more. They are ahead by about 400 gold, and they're going to start taking on to this golem. So both sides actually will have gotten a golem steal if this does pull on through. aAa, they're getting ready to push through to mid. They don't care about golem, they care about killing turrets, and that's going to be pretty strong. No, they will turn back and actually go for the block on this. Looks like Warwick is going to get the credit there. And this could be a team fight very, very shortly. Rockets coming out from Corki. And they're getting ready to finish it. The wall comes out. The arrow's going to land on a Yellowstar. He will not cleanse it. And here comes the fight. Jarvan in the middle, jumping onto Warwick, getting pushed back. PK getting crusherized right there. Yellowstar getting the credit there. They're going to jump onto this Aurelia. Aurelia will die. The cards are going off. Not getting a kill, but getting them low. Can they pick up Moma? He is the one in front, but wow, Shushe dropping to Moma. And now Cyanide having to run away. Leonak doing a good job here. They are still chasing down. Janna getting the slow off. They're trying to run away. 1 kill versus 2. aAa did come out ahead there, bringing that now 300 gold in their favor. They're now winning this game, and this is one of the first few times they've had that this game, so this game could not be more close. 27 minutes in, 8-10 the kill score, 400 gold separate these teams.
Now about a minute and we're going to see Dragon come back up again. Melisande looking for any wards to see if that is going to assist Against All Authority from coming in and trying to take that away from them. They do have time to back. Melisande will do that. Probably going to pick up Mana Crystal. Definitely trying to finish some of the items that he has. And we're going to see with Cyanide just clearing the top lane here. Janna going into her jungle. Kuja trying to clear out some wards here. And we'll see what Sona picked up. She did not. She actually grabbed a different item, not the Mana Crystal, and they're going to be continuing to return to lane. XPK farming up with his Wake, and we're going to see them congregating in mid here as they gather together, pushing up the top, or pushing up to the middle of the lane and really towards the breach. The arrow goes out, and that was kind of out in the open. Soaz had a lot of time to see that arrow. Not too bad. The Ashe arrow does come up quite quickly. It's only about a 60-second cooldown.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's 75, just to correct you real quick, just saying. But Ashe going for the Phantom Dancer pretty soon is almost close on that Zeal. They will get a turret out of this, so fnatic putting themselves back into the lead just ever so slightly. They do have the Oracles back onto Melisande. That is going to be fine. And they're going to move over and check for Dragon. And Dragon is, of course, up. It's going to be really great for Fnatic. They've equalized. Actually, they've come ahead in turrets 3-2 and now going to take a Dragon to give themselves a nice lead here by over 1,000. And there we go. They're going to get that one for free. They're going to have to be careful. That wall is down from Karthus. That will separate AAA and make them not chase down. They're going to get their own Golem now here. That is good for them. They're really going to need that one. And that's going to be going to Shushe, most likely on brand.
Pushing in the middle here. They do not like the fact that they lost that Dragon again. Last time they lost the Dragon, they went straight for a turret, and it seems like they're going to do the same thing again as they force their way to top. That turret has taken about 500 damage already, and they're going to see what they can do with a nice minion wave right at the bend of the river. I believe they will be able to take this turret, as Fnatic is quite out of place. They got some people backing. It looks like Sona is going to move through the jungle as Melisande and Lamia try to clear out some wards here. Lamia will take his red buff, and they will be able to take this top turret quite handily as they gain themselves 150 gold, and that will pretty much rebuttal the Dragon right there. They're only 300 gold apart right now, 3-3 on the turrets. We're coming up to a 30-minute mark in this game. An amazing second game, as they have all shown to be really intense, and nothing to be wasted here. Everybody's leaving everything on the battlefield, and everyone is going to be playing 110% of confidence, and this is just either team's game. Like we said, match point here in the Season 1 championship. One of these teams is taking home $50,000.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Certainly they are at least all guaranteed second place, but this is going to be super, super close. This is, I think, the closest we've actually seen. We're actually kept neck and neck the entire time. The advantages evaporated within 4 minutes every time they were built. And, I mean, I can't call this one anymore. I thought it was going to be Fnatic easily, but not a chance. It's going to be so incredibly hard fought. I have no idea.
Yeah, they're both doing a really good job of controlling their lanes. Fnatic has a pretty good push game going on. All turrets are almost dropped identically, but that bottom turret for Against All Authority is still standing with just about 100 HP on it. Still 0 actually gold is in difference right now between the teams. Both have 40,200 gold, and we will see what they can do as they begin to move in. Most of the items being finished here. The Infinity Edge for Ashe, as we said, the Triforce coming into the hands of Corki. 244 creep score there, as Ashe is not even catching up at 169.
Wow. Yeah, that farm advantage is going to be massive. But certainly they still have 2 people at 200-something on that brand. Oh, but he's going to get caught. Pika having to flash backwards away from Leonak. Leonak not going to land a knock-up either, but Shushe in bad shape. The dance comes out from Sona. It's time for the AoE span. Can they get the damage out? But Shushe is low. But you do not have Ashe. Hopefully the arrow will come out soon and try to keep them alive. Looks like AAA will not pick up anything for that 5v4 and Great Initiate. The Summoner is getting blown by Fnatic, but they're going to be okay. But Against All Authority going to wait for their next minion wave, and they're going to go for this. Sona and Warwick, the only ones they're going to have to give up that turret. Waiting for the mages to heal and going to try to defend their inhibitor turret instead, but AAA putting a nice advantage there. Now ahead by 400 gold, taking that advantage back for themselves. The 7th time that lead has shifted, and they're going to move towards Baron as well, just to be cheeky.
Kuja doing a very great job of clearing wards. That's 2 within the last 30 seconds for him, and you know that's really discouraging for a Fnatic at this time. We're going to see that they have 1 ward on deck to be placed, 0 wards actually on the place of Against All Authority. They want to go ahead and get all the wards taken out before they put any down and just give away that they are trying to place wards. And Freak, I think we are going to see a rush Baron here, and they will be able to get it. Everybody is out of place. They really don't have any vision on Against All Authority right now, so a very good 6th sense of being able to take this, and it looks like they will be able to grab it.
Yep, they do see him coming, but it's going to be a little too late. They have gotten the Baron grab, and here we go. The fight is on. The arrow is good, though ult unfortunately whips from Brand. Leonak in the front. Soaz has dove onto Lemiazel. They should go for Soaz. He will flash over the wall. Not be able to reinitiate very well, but Fnatic stuck in the back in this Baron pit. PK getting extremely low. They're trying to kill Leonak. Will they get this one? Looks like they will pick that one up, but now looks like the deaths are about to come in. Lemiazel getting crushed by Soaz. Soaz will fall first. Yellowstar running away to the left-hand side, and now they're going to jump onto Kuja. Kuja will fall. Everyone's still alive from Fnatic. 3 dead from AAA. Malzahar will blue pill back, and now Corki getting caught. No. Shushe picking that one up. 4+ Baron for nothing. Only 3,000 gold ahead. PK somehow staying alive throughout that fight. Great support from that team. Warwick going to steal the blue buff, and they are moving on to kill some turrets. They have about 20 seconds until any major revives. This Jarvan cannot defend by himself. And Fnatic is ready to go on this. They're going to clear out these minions super, super fast. They're ready to go onto this turret. Now they have a wave here. They're going to have a great chance at this.
Yeah, doing a really good job of continuously pursuing the cat and mouse game of finding everybody that was in that fight. As you said, a Baron and 4 for nothing. They had no opposition there, and that was really what fnatic needed. They've kind of been inching this game out in their favor. As I said, the lane phase is kind of going into their favor. All the turrets are down in their mid lane. All the turrets are down in AAA's mid lane, but that Baron is really going to give them an upper hand as well as the 4 kills they got. The gold finally being having some difference now. 3,200 gold being the difference at this time. 4-4 still on turrets, 14-8 in kills, so both teams are still quite close. And you know what, this is still anybody's game, even though that Baron fight just happened. But however, the upper hand now if they try to initiate again with Baron to fnatic.
Yeah, let's see what they can do. fnatic going to grab the golem buff for himself. That's really nice for him. He's going to just be able to solo that one. Shushay with a lot of ability power, 391 on him. PK, his teammate, whoops, misclicked there, 462. That guy is foreign for a guy who dies every fight.
And the Void Staff, that's going to hurt.
And of course the Void Staff on both, no, actually not on Shushay, so he's actually going to be doing much less damage. Dragon should be respawning in the near future. fnatic is waiting around for that. Of course, they have Baron buffs, which AAA will not try to defend that. And as soon as that Dragon goes down, they can push down 2 easy turrets at that bottom lane. Still waiting around. They're going to come in here. I'm going to laugh if Shushay gets W. Nope, he will not do that, but they will get this Dragon in about 2 seconds
wow.
flat. 190 gold apiece, and they're going to push bottom lane, and AAA is going to have to let them do it.
Yeah, as you called it, they're going to go ahead and go for these lanes. Now seeing that everybody is bottom, they may go for a quick push in middle here. They're not really worried about it. They do have a pretty good minion wave behind them.
They're going to go for the race.
Yeah, right. They're going to go for the race, but they have 2 turrets on that bottom lane and a good CV there. And that did come out of the hands of Kuja just to make sure they were safe as they were going back. We are going to see fnatic pull back as well, set up a little bit of defense, clear these minion waves, push again, and try and grab an inhibitor. They really need to do something with this Baron. It's not going to last for too much longer, maybe a minute and a half, so they are going to have to make something happen.
Yeah, fnatic going to want to shove their waves out. They don't want to get backdoored. We saw what happened there when AAA fought TSM, and they know, hey, this game means everything. We can't win a couple more games, so they don't want to risk a game and lose a base race in a game that they are certainly winning right now. So they're going to shove the lanes out. I still think they should push bottom. I still think they should push when they have Baron, but they should shove the lanes first. It's going to make that backdoor base race that much harder. They're going to have to actually wait for minions, wait to crush through those every single time. And killing buildings on a backdoor does take quite some time, especially when you have a Warwick on your team and a Sona giving you those nice damage or is helping you kill those buildings even faster.
We'll see 2 in middle. That's Linak and Sauz. They're just kind of keeping each other protected as they make sure that nobody's really going to be able to roam through their jungle. Pretty good ward placement. 2 wards actually put in the right side of the jungle for that is AAA. They're making sure that their buffs are safe as well as one on the left side. Very smart game. And as I said, as your buffs come up, you want to grab them so the opponent does not.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty good for them here. fnatic going to group up in mid. Karth is still far away. I think it's a bit of a mistake because they could always get jumped on. Certainly they're not against Ashe, but still that Jarvan, that Malzahar, there is a lot of pin available on that team, and you don't really want to get yourselves pushed into a fight that you can't quite win. The top lane's still actually really good for AAA, so those minions can push down slowly but surely across the map. They're going to move towards top but not go for it too heavily. Looks like fnatic will be jumping towards the bottom lane. This should be a very easy turret kill for them. Yep, they're going to let Warwick tank that one out. He's got a Thornmail already. He's nice and beefy against his team. And again, AAA is looking to push through mid instead of defending. The rest of the team will come down as Aurelia will shove out the lane, but she does have the recall coming soon. fnatic will wait for their minions and maybe go for another turret. They are not going to get initiated on just yet. They're going to go for the damage output. And here we go. The Ashe are going to hit on the Jarvan. They're going to keep moving on. Pika going to land a nice wall. They should go for this turret first. The teleport coming in from Aurelia, and here we go. This fight is going to mean a lot. Pika in the front, going to let himself die. The flash comes in. He's actually not going to go down just yet. Jarvan jumping in there, but hasn't gotten a kill. PK will fall. Jarvan will fall, though, as well. And here we go. The ult coming in from Karthus. It's a 4v4. Aurelia going to try to kill down these minions. Will do so successfully, but it's fnatic with 4 members strong. Karthus will revive in the next 45 seconds. And that 4v4, great for Lamia. Zealot putting out nice damage on this turret, is doing doing very well here. And so it's a mage, a tank, a support, and a ranged DPS versus a mage, a tank, a DPS, a support, and where's Cork? There we go, the ranged DPS in there. So no big tank for AAA. Oh wow, the nice damage out there on Lamia Zealot, but he will cleanse that away. Yellow start getting blown up by a brand right there. One more tick will hurt him, and Cyanide F5 will pick that one up as Warwick. A great flash picking that one. And Aurelia gets stunned, but Cyanide still getting low, getting chased down by Aurelia. Shushay having to flash, almost dies to a turret. He will die to a turret. Cyanide goes down as well. A good switch back there. Lamia Zealot and Melisande having to run away right there. So as doing a wonderful job keeping themselves alive. And they picked up 2 at the end there just for Corki.
Very risky dive, losing 3 players on that as Corki was the only one to go down. Was it worth it? Like I said, anybody's game, things like that can really turn the tide of what's happening. And we now see 50,000 gold in favor of Against All Authority, 55,000 gold in favor of fnatic, getting those last few turrets, and the Dragon Control has really put them ahead in the gold game. And a lot of their builds being finished up here. Void Staffs, Rabadons, and the Rod of Ages in the hands of Karthus. Another Rabadons and a Void Staff in the hands of Brand. And that is huge nuke damage that Brand can put out in a team fight, especially if the 5 bounce of his ultimate is just within the other team and not minions.
Yeah, I think ultimately the fight wasn't so bad for them to dive. I mean, killing Corki is always cool. The one thing that's actually not too bad for that was Shushay died in an executed, where he actually went in and died to the turret, and there's no assist. And because of that flash, he died out around here, and I don't think anyone was quite in range to get XP. So Shushay might have gotten to die for free without losing anything. And ultimately, the fight went okay. They did manage to kill both bottom turrets, so they did do pretty all right there. They won the fight before that as well. So the trade ended up being a little bit in fnatic's favor overall. They are up 6,000 gold here, which is starting to become a pretty big deal. The Baron is up. Last one they got for free. This one's going to be much more contended. Looks like the Baron buff going to go to Moma. And interesting, you know, both teams with champions who don't really require Golem, but still giving it to their mages.
As they're pushing in mid quite quickly. Karthus is going to turn on the wake, and he's just going to go ahead and turn that off. They have 5 in mid now. Let's see what they can do with this. A few Banshees Veil around, and both of them broken right there. Very nice job by Corki. Yellow Star doing what he can to assist his team in the facilitation of this fight, and it looks like they will back off. Will they be going for it again? This could be a forced fight at Baron, and we're going to have to see how fnatic takes to this, as Against All 30 will probably not let them get this right away, or will they? They're going to force them to come back to middle, and they are finding him on that right side. The ultimate going out, not somebody they want to focus on. Crystallero wasted onto Linak, and we're going to see who's going to be able to do the most damage here. Sona throwing out the crescendo. They will be just dancing around. They're going to focus Aurelia here, and they go for the suppression, but she gets the stun on Warwick right as he does his ultimate. She falls down in the null zone. A very nice job by Brand. Lamia taking down Linak, and it looks like 3 have now fallen for AAA. Moma also going down. Huge damage. There goes Corki. Could they go for the ace? Warwick will find it, and this could be a final push for fnatic. Will they be able to take this one? It is 40 seconds, 34 for Jarvan to come up on this. They're going to be able to go straight for that bottom turret. It does not have much health. They don't have too much of a minion wave. It is pushed up all the way in that bottom lane, so they may have to hold off on this, and Against All Authority may get a second chance.
Yeah, they got 30 seconds till the revives, 20 on Jarvan, but they're going to get 1 turret, 1 inhibitor. They have a giant minion wave up top. They might go for that. They might go for the Nexus. I don't think they should go for the Nexus.
Right.
They will rejoin their minions up top. They've got 10 seconds to get pretty much a free inhibitor, and I think they'll get this one. So they'll get 2 inhibs for nothing. That will give them the map positioning to get a Baron most likely, because they're going to have to defend their Nexus. Jarvan will respawn right now, but they've got 10 seconds. He cannot 1v5, and they will get an inhibitor out of this. They should back up by all rights. They don't want to risk that one out, but that ace was huge for them. They got a large portion of the base destroyed.
You know, even initiating that arrow onto Jarvan, they were still able to focus correctly after that. Not worry about it. Jarvan was forced back. They went right for Aurelia. She was taking good damage, and they continued to do that. Then down in the null zone, that percentage damage, as I've said before, just being so huge, especially, you know, depending on your HP, and Aurelia has a lot, known as that tanky character, and a very good fight. AAA now, you know, really needs to come back in this one. They are definitely down at this point. It is going to be 9,000 gold in favor of fnatic, 8-4 in turrets, 4 turrets in favor of fnatic as well. 42 minutes into the game. Baron is a possibility for both teams, and that may be our next fight initiation.
It should almost definitely be Baron for these guys. And the cool thing they have here, well, so these are the best 2 inhibitors to lose if you are AAA, because they're going to fight different turrets. Top lane's going to fight this one, bottom lane's going to fight this one. Well, they'll come in at the same time. Both those turrets will be able to regenerate, so they can, for at least a short time, their Nexus can hold itself. Even against 2 dead inhibitors, it will hold itself for a couple of minutes. You don't want to leave it there forever, but certainly they have the chance to come in and fight against Baron and not lose their base for it. That said, as soon as they see AAA on the bottom side of the map, fnatic should go for the Baron, and that is what they are doing actually right now. They're all running up there, and look at the map positioning. All of AAA on the bottom half of the map, and they're going to go for this, and we're just going to watch, because AAA does not have a lot of vision. There's the ping. They know that they're going to go for it. and they're going to start running up this chain, but we're going to keep the suspense in as aAA will walk up across the map. They have found fnatic. They're going to come into this fight, and there we go. The battle will start. Demacia is yelled. Linak in front, going to take some damage. Momo already blowing up PK, and Nick actually living right here. What will the damage be? Soa's in the front. Soa's going to take a lot of damage.
Wow.
Will not quite yet die. Momo getting blown up by Shushe. That will be a kill, and that's a looks like 2 for 1. Yellowstar getting away. Linak, no health. Kuja quite down as well. Shushe going to land the W, missing the Q, but Ash lands a slow. Can Kuja fall? Minions are in the base as well. Looks like they're just going to stop and go for the inhibitor instead. Cyanide will face tank this turret. The team is nearby. PK is dead, but there are 2 dead opponents, and the rest are healing. So they're going to get this turret. They're going to move on to the inhibitor. They have super minions in the base. Turrets are low. They're going to get the inhib, and they're going to keep moving forward. 4v3 in the enemy base. Jana will shield the turret. They're just going to jump onto this turret right now. Cyanide FI taking the damage. He's going to be okay with this. 1 turret is down. They're going to back off for now. Linak taking a lot of damage from Ash. 300, 300, 300 damage. Crits are out there. That is 1 turret dead. 2nd turret dead. fnatic going to win the Season 1 championship if they can hold on. This Nexus will go down. Congratulations to fnatic winning the Season 1. GG.
GG indeed.
Well played.
Showing strong, able to come out, having to use a sub in the beginning because of delayed fights, and still keeping their composure with We Will Failure, and then getting XPK as
failure.
We Will Failure. That's
Failure. You said failure.
I said failure.
Okay.
Yes. They're coming out strong now as, XPK able to come in 6, 6, and 13 as they go for the Demacia cry on the victory. $50,000 to the hands of fnatic. $25,000 as a losing prize going to the hands of Against All Authority. I'd take that any day.
That
and they
suck.
played an amazing game. Europe showing very strong in all aspects of the game of League of Legends. Coming out here to Almia, the convention center at DreamHack in Jönköping, Sweden, playing their hearts out. All these teams coming from around the world to participate in this tournament, and fnatic showing why they should be representing the Season 1 championship as the victors.
Yeah, super great play from these guys. I mean, this was a great game. I couldn't have asked for a better final. I mean, the base race, almost a cheesy way to lose a series. I think I'm glad that wasn't the last game of the series. But this game was super close, super well fought. fnatic came out ahead. AAA brought it back. fnatic came ahead. AAA brought it back. This was really an edge of your seat type of game. This was definitely a worthy championship match, and this played out beautifully. We finally got all the games played. AAA did manage to come in there and say, hey, we're going to win game 1. We're going to make it close for you guys. The second game, super tense. But fnatic did come all the way through, and I think they deserved it, absolutely.
Absolutely. You can't say it enough. They really came out strong. They've had great play the entire time. Like they said, it took them a little bit to get used to their backups that they aren't used to using. A lot of AP coming out of that team as well. A good amount of damage coming out of Warwick. So much burst from the end ultimate, or the ultimate in general from XPK. Brand just being able to throw down so much. Shushe, just really the MVP of the tournament here. Congratulations to him for playing so well. But as we said before, it's not just Shushe. It was the team that makes the MVP as well.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely a team effort, a very much team effort. Glorious from these guys. I mean, absolutely wonderful play. No one made any real major mistakes in the winning team. They really did deserve this series. They really did deserve this tournament. And I mean, they must be just so happy right now.
Yeah, Against All Authority, also a team to be reckoned with from here on out, and will definitely be headhunting in the next season as we come up for Season 2 quite soon here. No date set on that, but I'm sure everybody is going to be involved in this one, knowing now League of Legends becoming one of the biggest esports in the globe, and everybody is going to be participating. It is free. Get yourself in the game and get yourself a summoner.
Get yourself a summoner. Get yourself in the game. Absolutely correct. Get those games played. I'm honestly just, I don't even know what to say right now. It's 2 in the morning.
There's so much action and so much intensity. These games being played all weekend long. Everybody giving it their all. Southeast Asia coming in strong in their own groups. But as we said, even North America wasn't even able to play the European teams a lot. So they weren't able to know what the kind of metagame they were bringing and what kind of just overall game they were bringing. And Southeast Asia wasn't ready for that. They will be next year. So we'll see a lot more teams. We're going to have Korea coming in, possibly China coming in, and it's just going to be such a bigger cultivation of what's going to happen for Season 2. We're going to have so many more teams participating, and I think fnatic may even get a run for their money next year, but they will definitely be one of the top contenders as well. Taking this Season 1, the North American CLG team, taking it last year, doing very good in the tournament, being thwarted out as well. So a lot of upsets coming in for people, a lot of things that we didn't think were happen. A great job by Against All Authority, pulling themselves out of the loser bracket to bring it to a 1-to-1 game point against fnatic, showing that they can stand true with the top team in the world of League of Legends. But fnatic just with inching it out every time in those fights, really winning the laning phase in that game, allowed them to get control of a lot of the map, allowed a few Barons. That one fight after Baron, a 4-man loss, and fnatic was able to take it full advantage of that. The money from Baron, the experience, the 4 kills onto Against All Authority, and a huge turn in the game happened at that point.
Yeah, and even when they were winning so very heavily, you know, they got the 2 inhibitors down, they got such great positioning. There was still a heavy, very close team fight where PK dropped too fast. You know, you want to go in there as Karthus and kind of jump in there and flash and do a lot of damage, but he dropped immediately. And it was a 5v4 from the start. Yeah, he got the ultimate off. Yeah, he got a wall. But like that was a 5v4 that his team had to claw through. Otherwise, that really could have been a big turnaround. aAa could have won the game or at least equalized it and gotten an inhibitor of their own if they won that team fight. It was close, but they managed to pull it out with just PK being the loss there, and that was pretty glorious.
You know, a lot of the Ash arrows, again, as Triesmo said, being the initiation, and that may have just been, you know, the reason. Against All Authority coming in playing the same hand of cards. So fnatic knew what to do and what not to do against that. They did not have to worry about the random Ash arrow initiation because they were flying all over the map, and they were doing a great job at just shutting down fnatic when they thought they had the upper hand in lane. Like we saw last time on Janna, you know, it was just able to facilitate a huge fight against Melisande, and it was all the way from mid. We couldn't get over it for about 5 minutes, but Against All Authority was able to do that. It turned at what was a 2v3 situation into a 3v or 4v2, and it came out with 3 kills in the end after that Ash arrow because Janna was so far away, and like we said, he only predicted that off of seeing Janna at Wraith, so she had still a half a map to move before being hit by that arrow.
I mean, that was from the base. Like, by the time the arrow hit, she was like half map at most. Like, that was just like, yeah, I'm going to go for that one. Let's see if it works, and it does, and that was glorious. I mean, granted, that, you know, that Janna kill was after the team fight ended. It was really just a coordination of Soaz and Moma, but wow, was that beautiful. And that, I mean, that was the #1 clip of the day. Absolutely. There's no chance that was not just the best play I have seen this tournament. I think it beats the Shusha Alistair jump. That was just literally a 2v3 outplay.
You know, tournaments can't be this good without the sponsors as well. PaySafeCard bringing out the HD stream so you guys can see this all in beautiful HD. This is what it looks like. And we get to show you right here. And you've been watching it the entire time, as well as SteelSeries giving out the mouse pads for the competitors to use, and the Alienware laptops that these guys have just taken the victory on. We're going to head over to the tournament area.
And big ups to Own3D real quick.
Yes, Own3D as well, holding the 200,000 viewers, making history here. Everybody a part of that. Let's give these teams a round of applause as they begin their interviews and let us know what was going through their minds as they went through these games.
Yep.
So I'm here with the second place of the Season 1 Championships, of course, Against All Authority. Actually, the whole team wanted to join me for this interview. First of all, I'm going to talk to Moma. Moma, when you came into this game, obviously you came from the lower bracket. What were you feeling before anything even started in this grand final?
Well, we knew that it will be very hard for us to win the grand final, because we need to win 2 matches and fnatic just 1. But we still hope to win the final, and after the first impressive win, we thought we can do it. But fnatic did a really good match in the second game, and so fnatic won and we lost.
And Kuja, you know, you went in there, match number 1, you won it. What was the team feeling like after that first match win?
Well, everything that we had planned on the first match went perfectly right. We knew that they were not expecting that Jarvan pick because we don't play it, and the Irelia, they might be expected it, but we tried to play maybe like US style, and it really worked well. And on the first match, it really worked well, the US style in Europe.
What happened in the second game? Talk us through it from your point of view.
Well, everybody did his little mistake, and every one little mistake cost the game, so no one is really to blame, because everybody is to blame.
So you won $25,000, in this tournament. What are you going to spend it on?
Well, I really don't know for the moment.
New skins?
Nah, I already have them all.
Obviously a professional. But obviously season 2, looking forward to that one. You guys plan to stay together as a team, I hope?
Yeah, we really like each other. We really had a really good time together. Even with our newcomer Moma, well, we speak too much French for him sometimes, but we really try to speak English a lot, so he don't feel excluded from the group. But soon there is WCG. We are not doing it with Moma, we are doing it with Tidus that time, and we hope that we will meet most of these players with their country team.
And if there was one team you could lose to, obviously it was Fnatic, but Fnatic the team that you're happy to lose to in this one?
Yeah, well, we really wanted to prove that Europe was better than USA. I said it. And well, this European final was really already great. And as you told, that was 1-0 for them, since we were coming from the loser bracket. Making 2-0 versus them was a hard thing that we already made in the DreamHack qualifiers. Maybe not doing it twice, but there was a great match.
Well, congratulations on your second place, guys. We're going to go over to Karen, who's with 5 members of Fnatic and Gragas.
Carrie Bear here, and I'm here with our Season 1 champions, Team Fnatic. Great job, congratulations. That was an amazing match. Now, that was just so amazing. So, what was your strategy going into that match?
What, maybe first? No, what? Why me? I don't know. What the fuck? I don't want to talk. Well, the first game, we didn't expect them to pick Jarvan. We have been picking it all the tournament, and when they pick it, they surprised us so much, and we kinda got in panic and picked randoms, and that lost us the first game for sure. After that, the second game, this guy here helped us a bit with the picks and all that, and we kinda managed to get better picks. We did good also, and we won like that.
And that was absolutely amazing. And what would you say was your main advantage in that last match?
Ash. Ash. It was Ash. We got totally owned by Ash in the first game and with Jarvan, and this time we had Ash, and she's a good factor there.
Absolutely. And so when did you know that you had won?
When Nexus fell.
That's a pretty good answer.
Exactly.
And just aAA just put up a great, defense against you guys. How awesome were they? Like, they just did a great job, and, you guys crushed them, but they also did a great job, so it was a great match for all of us. So overall, what were your favorite moments of DreamHack?
A moment ago, when their Nexus exploded.
How about you?
Oh man, when I arrived, my first match, it was really nice to play it.
Great. And you?
Every single moment with these guys, it's just totally amazing to be with them. I wouldn't imagine a better team than these guys. So.
For me, it was like all the team fights, my support caring for me, the tank taking the damage, my Carfers flashing in just to die so I don't get the ults, Shushe protecting me from Irelia, like really good. My team did really good.
Yeah, probably this moment.
It's a pretty good moment.
Being interviewed by her.
I really liked the second day because, well, even though we didn't have Pekka the first day and Failure jumped in for us, and we made this really great comeback in the second day.
Yeah, it was just so amazing to watch. So, I mean, what are you guys going to do with your hard-earned cash? What are you going to spend it on?
I don't know yet.
I'm gonna buy a new guitar, armor actually, because I like role playing, as you can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and a sword, and a new drum set, and rest I'm gonna keep.
All right, so
I want to throw a big party for all my friends at home who have watched all the matches. I got so many text messages from the university, my brother's friends, everyone just totally supporting us here, sending greetings to the other players as well. It was just amazing, and I'm gonna repay them for that.
Awesome. And so just amazing job. Do you guys have any final thoughts, final words for our viewers out there, just to close out season 1 for us?
I wanted also to say hi to the cosplay group. I'm like going every year. It's like a vacation there, 14 days. We are role playing and stuff. And I forgot to mention that before as well. I love you guys. Hi.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know, I would like to thank my mom because I'm pretty sure she's watching me right now when it's so late and she doesn't understand me, so can I say it in Spanish actually? Sure. Mamá, sé que me estás viendo ahora mismo. No sé qué decir, bueno, espero que estés orgullosa de esto y un saludo a todos los españoles también por verme y esperar esto. Pues gracias.
Wow, what you say? That I actually didn't expect that DreamHack would have been this awesome. Really, like this place is just crazy. It's like humongous, and there's like so much free stuff and so much to do. I actually didn't expect that a LAN party could be this great. So, great thanks to DreamHack to let League of Legends play here. That's like totally awesome.
Thank you guys. And final thoughts over here?
Yeah, I want to say greetings to Sir Sex in Germany and all to my friends in Finland. And I want to thank all the sponsors, MSI, SteelSeries, ESO, Bigfoot Networks, and RageCall.
Yeah, DreamHack was just an awesome event. It was my first time here and never been to such a big LAN event. Just awesome.
Great, thank you. And did you have anything? Or? All right, well, thank you guys so much. Go and savor your victory, and I'm going to throw it back to the Shoutcasters.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to have the winner's ceremony in just a moment. It's going to be coming up next, but I'm almost speechless. These are such great games. It was so much fun to be here.
Amazing.
You know, my own closing thoughts. I think this is the best tournament I've been a part of personally, as a player, as a commentator. Working for the game, this was phenomenal, and it was the people here in the audience in the Dream Arena out there. Hi, Rivington, Daniel, Joe, great commentators. Everyone else from Riot who put on. Oh, thank you. Everyone else who put on such a great show. Hopefully, you guys, you know, if you're online, you enjoyed the website and the coverage there. The people who are making jokes and memes on the forums. Everyone who was a part of this. It made it such a wonderful, wonderful experience. Thank you all for being a part of this. The players putting on phenomenal games. I was so worried we'd be like 35 minutes, no first blood, people going 5-4-5, something, you know.
Yeah.
None of that happened. The games, we had better games than I would have imagined. We had a base race in the winter bracket semis. Like, ridiculous things happened this tournament, and they were all freaking great.
They're so amazing, and everybody deserves an absolutely giant, a big GG, and I think everybody here should give these teams one big round of applause before we go to this award ceremony, as well as you for participating here, breaking and making history with the amount of viewers that we had that wanted to participate in this as well. We're so glad you could make it, and we're so glad you could watch, and thank you so much for watching as well. Let's head over to Tamit and Daniel Klein at Xenon for the award ceremony.
Hello everyone and welcome to the award ceremony. To all of you here in the audience, everyone in Dream Arena, and over the 200,000 people watching from around the world. It's been an amazing event and we're so glad to wrap it up. I'm Andrew Beagle.
And I'm Daniel Klein right here with a little bit of my voice left over. Andrew, what an amazing tournament. I cannot believe it.
I'll tell you what, my heart has never beat so hard than in that last game. It was anyone's game and it was a true testament of skill on both sides. So glad it's over, but I kind of wanted to continue at the same time.
And I think we should just start talking about the third place team right now. They came in here as clearly the favorites from North America for sure. Yeah. Built around a great fan site. Just a quick shout out to them, solomid.net. Wonderful place for watching streams and so on. Great fan site right there. And everybody was certain that they were going to take it for North America. And well, they did place very highly. They did really well. Tell us who they are.
I'll tell you what, let's just bring them out. Team Solomid in third place, going to be presented their check by Matt Marcoux. Let's bring them out right now. That was a lot of numbers on that check.
Oh yeah, I believe that. So, based on my math, I believe that means that is a big check. That is money.
That's at least a drum set and a guitar. I'm not sure about the armor though. And I think we got some more checks with bigger numbers on it, so let's talk about that.
Let's go on to the next team, and they qualified as the first seed in Europe, and everyone in Europe was like, yep, they got it, they're going to take this. And the performance after a slight hiccup in the first group phase was amazing. And just a moment ago we still saw them, and it was anybody's game until, really, like Chuchi just said, until the Nexus exploded, anyone could have taken this game.
Absolutely, and I think for all of you watching at home, it was clear to see that this was a truly balanced tournament. You know, it went back and forth, and the skill in every team was just so very balanced.
Yes, and mostly French team. They now have one German member on it. They did really well in this tournament. The only one who could really stop them was obviously the team that would go on to take first place. But
Absolutely.
Let's bring them out right now, Andrew.
Let's go ahead and bring them out. They look like they want to check. Against All Authority, presented again by Matt Marcoux. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. You guys played great.
Wow. And those last two games, incredible. And now we have one team left to go. Everybody knows who they are already. But
do they need an introduction?
Well, let's just go through what they went through on their way here. First day, they did not play with their full lineup. They had to play with a substitute. They took third place barely in their group. Everybody was like, oh God, are they out?
I mean, they were almost out. They were on the verge. They were one game away from going home, and they came back to win it all.
And as we just heard, their sixth actually, until the very, very end, had a very big part in helping them pick and ban. And it's one team, and you could just hear it, that they love each other, and they're one strong team that plays together and wins or loses together.
I'll tell you what, let's do a barrel roll and bring them out here.
Let's do that.
fnatic, come on out!
All right. Before we wrap this up, I want to say a few words to the crowd gathered here for the award ceremony and to all the fans online. It's hard to believe that nearly 11 months ago we announced this season 1. Season 1 came with new features, new champions, and of course our announcement of this $100,000 tournament. So it's only fitting that here now today, we present a new feature, spectator mode, and we present that 100 grand check to our new and first ever League of Legends World Champions, Team fnatic. Now, I'm sure this is a really memorable and special day for them, but I want to focus on what kind of memorable memories we created this weekend. This weekend, we saw some of the most amazing matches in League of Legends history. That's undeniable. We also saw the passion and spirit of these competitors. We saw their sportsmanship. We saw their souls. And we also got to see a glimpse of our fans, the people who support these players and support them and watch them and aspire to do the kind of things they do. And finally, it goes without saying, we saw the amazing turnout by the League of Legends community. This match had almost 210,000 concurrent viewers on it, which is absolutely astounding. Yeah. And furthermore, there was well over 1 million unique people who watched these events this weekend. It's absolutely phenomenal. This event was months of hard work by a lot of people at Riot Games and months of effort from all these competitive players. And you know what? We were thrilled to do it. Absolutely do it for our fans and League of Legends community. And I'll tell you what, we're so thrilled to do it that we're going to do it again for Season 2. So on behalf of Riot Games and all the talented competitors here, I want to say thank you to the audience, thank you to the fans of League of Legends. And Karen, take us away.
Wow, what an amazing year. We started in July, we're ending here in June. fnatic taking the championship. That was amazing.
It was a truly amazing year, and it's just so nice to have it come to the end. But you know, we're just getting started, and Season 2 is going to be fantastic.
Thanks to all of our teams representing North America, Europe, and Asia. Thanks to our viewers live stream on our live stream all around the world. Thanks to everybody watching here in Sweden. Thank you to DreamHack, our production staff, and everyone else who's helped us out. It's been an amazing end of our Season 1, and like Tabit said, we're just getting started. Season 2 is going to be amazing.
Absolutely. And thank you to everyone at home. You've really made this event such an overwhelming success. We thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next year.
And I'm Carrie Bear.
I'm Tamit, and we'll see you there.
And good night.
Good night.